Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fabulous Tuesday, part one of a series where Steven and I are getting ready for, I'm calling it ProQuest weekend, next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
On Saturday, we have the ProQuest in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the one that we're hosting. If you want to sign up for that, we have currently, at the time of me saying this, one spot left.
Now, that said, there's an out. If you go to our Tulsa Discord...
or go to our Discord, the Tulsa section.
Go to our Discord.
It may sound like we have a separate Tulsa group.
Go to our Discord, and it's in the link of the footer. It's also probably going to pull up here on the stream. It's cov.link/Discord. And if you go to the Tulsa channel, there is a few people who are looking to sell their registration to that event. So if you're really into it and you want to come, that would help them out because their ProQuest, I think, got rescheduled to the same day as our weekend. And you can get the entry fee that way. They'll forward you the email. I've already done that once with one of those fine people. Entry. And that's how I got mine. So that is and I think there's 3 or 4 slots probably still being held by that group. So go to the Tulsa channel of our Discord and you can get help there. Today, we're doing something that we've never done on stream before. There's a lot of good jokes there. I couldn't find any of them. What we're going to do today is...
Hold on. Next Saturday is the one in Tulsa that we'll both be playing at.
Yeah.
And then the day after that, there's one in Edmond. Which is right down the road, Edmond Unplugged. And as far as I know, they have spots open as well. So it's a good, if you're out of town, it's a little 2 for the price of 1, if you know what I mean.
Come on in, hang out on Friday night. You go to the Kilkenny's or whatever. Saturday, playing the Tulsa ProQuest. Head on up to Edmond, about an hour drive. Playing that ProQuest, get to PTIs, wherever the kids get, and then go back home.
Yeah, and you
Perfect system.
You get the opportunity to see me win 2 ProQuests in a row. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Odds are low. But what we're going to be doing today, go ahead. Now,
here's what we've never done before. So Zach and I have never actually on camera showed the behind-the-scenes test section of the competitive sport level of Flesh and Blood. Where you're not being interesting or charming, you're not engaging with each other or the chat, but you are playing 10 plus games of Flesh and Blood in perhaps 30 minutes. So we're not going to exactly go that far, but we just wanted to show, because a lot of times on camera, what we're able to engage with is how we actually enjoy these kinds of games. We talk to each other, we're laid back, we're having a good time, we're kind of having a repartee at the table. But when it comes time to prepare for a very big event or a very serious event, when we're playing in private, it's very much a sport level, find out what works, make quick card swaps, try it again, find out where the matchup is in your favor or not in your favor, make changes, see if it makes a difference, that kind of process. And we thought it'd be really helpful to show that process to anybody else who might be engaging in that kind of thing.
Because last week we streamed a couple games. You were playing Bolton last week?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And then after the stream, we stuck around and played more. And in the same amount of time that we streamed and played 2 games, we probably played 6 or 7 games afterwards. And so that was kind of what inspired the reality that how we're practicing isn't really how we're playing on stream. What that means, though, is that I might be ignoring chat for a lot of it. I'm going to do my best to still... It won't be complete. So we'll see how... It's hard to actually be on stream and not be on stream. You know what I mean?
I do.
So I don't know how that's actually
impossible. Technically not possible.
Damon asking the questions that matter here. You guys practicing so that you can destroy Brendan Patrick. I think
you don't need to practice to do that.
You just need to get him on stream.
Yeah.
Bazinga. Brendan, if you're out there, listen. I know you're good at the game. We need to see you win on stream.
Yeah, Brendan's not the issue. I think Drayton is an incredible local player that we got to watch out for. I've got to try to beat Zach, of course, in the finals. Tons of good local players. Tim's out there in the chat. He's pretty okay.
Anyone else you want to dig at?
Other good players. Hayden's not coming, right?
No.
Okay. We got nothing.
Awesome.
We got nothing to worry about. It's just Brendan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see?
Totally fine.
Before we get to serious mode, did you see the video series that Flesh and Blood is doing featuring Brendan and Hayden?
Why would they ever do that?
I know, it's crazy.
What is it? What are they calling it? Dumb and Dumber?
Man, Steven just laying down.
It's your favorite movie. I had to call it out,
It is one of my
The question is, who's dumber in that exchange?
It's called We've had 2 pairs this whole time. The ProQuest Gauntlet Everfest gameplay series has arrived.
Wait, that's what we're doing.
Join Arsenal Pass apostrophe. That's anything.
I guarantee you Sasha set this up.
Hayden and Brendan as they pit the best ProQuest decks against each other in a classic constructed action. This week, we see Bravo star of the show take on Prism.
Great. So it's just their normal show, but now it's officially through Fab?
But somehow, yeah. So you go to the website and they have these fun pictures.
Yeah.
Brendan when his hair still looked
I
good.
think Brendan looked better with bleached hair.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's not even close, actually. Right?
Yeah.
Like, not even close.
Yeah. But, be you. Whatever makes you more comfortable. Anyways, so you click over and it goes to YouTube. It says Real Deal Fab YouTube.
There it is. All right.
Yeah, and I think surprisingly, Brendan may have won this thing.
He did the whole gauntlet. He won the whole thing.
Well, just that game,
I told you I'd never seen him win a game on camera before.
That's what I'm saying.
And Hayden sweeps in and wins 2 ProQuests the other day.
Oh my goodness, this man's a machine.
Yeah, he's good. You can tell when his brain is clicking. It's like, oh, okay, I get that.
He won his Australian national championship a couple weeks ago. Then first week of ProQuest season, I think he got top 8 and then got knocked out. Past weekend, he's like, I'll try Prism this time. Picked up someone's deck and won 2 ProQuests same weekend.
And pretty amazing.
It's incredible. He's a machine.
Yeah, it's really good at Fab. Of course, we love everybody at Arsenal Pass. In case anybody's confused,
yeah. If
we
you're
have a
looking
good
for more Fab
friendship.
content, definitely check them out. They are fantastic.
Are they digging at us on their show yet? Are they too scared?
I mean, certainly, I'm not digging much at them typically, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Bring it on, man. Yeah. I'll be a target.
Yeah, you're definitely there was like a month or two there where like no matter what we were streaming, you were digging at Brendan.
It's the month that I became friends with Brendan Patrick.
Yeah, it's like you have no choice but to just put him down.
That's the problem. You become friends, and then you have to give each other.
So here's kind of the guided tour for the day. Steven is considering playing Bolton. I know, top meta choice. I love it, right?
But it's not Sabres. Sabres you can win with.
He's considering not Bolton Sabres.
Yeah. I think Raiden's more civilized. We both loved Raiden from the start.
Anytime you see swing for 0 for 3,
yeah, you love it.
Appealing.
Now I think the combo deck is quite good, and I think that Chaos Theory and others have ideas about how to make like a lot of the new tools that focus on the one-handed weapon warrior builds can side into these Sabres builds and provide some kind of additional value. Because what Sabres would struggle with is, you can do the combo. A good player is going to hold all of their defensive tools and armor until that moment. They're going to block 3-ish of the Luminous Swings. You're probably going to get 3 in. You're going to end up doing like 18-ish damage. You're going to heal a little bit. You're going to get some cards in soul. But after that moment, what is your deck capable of doing, right? You're out of Luminas. You can't do Luminas anymore. You've got to try to get a 5-card V-turn to make any kind of a difference in closing that game out. But there are some things now that you have access to. Like, for instance, maybe your late game is running, like I'm really into running 6 Slice and Dice, where it's like, okay, I did the combo, but now I'm going to grind you down by doing swing for 3, swing for 5 for 2-card hands for the rest of the game, right? So there's potential here in what these cards can do. You've also got even bigger than that can show up in these builds and do some work. You've got things like Blade Runner. You can do the mashup of Blade Runner, a normal Sabres dual wield deck, plus it also has access to the combo. There's a lot of good ways to do Sabres. I think Sabres is a great build right now.
I think Sabres won Milwaukee ProQuest this past weekend.
And then the Europeans love Bolton Sabres. Seriously, it's just like, it's unbelievable. They love Bolton Sabres. They always love Bolton Sabres. You go over to Europe, Bolton Sabres is going to be there. Yeah, so just be ready for it. Yeah. Now, on the other side of that, there was Raiden. Different ideas here, right? And so, and I've been talking to Will, Cardboard Cast Will, who's been a great resource here. And the idea of Raiden is so awesome. But the implementation of Raiden, when you start to actually look at what the builds were doing when you're coming into this meta in particular, you're swinging Raiden maybe 3 to 4 times. Like,
a lot of games are 5 to 8 turns, right?
It's this whole, it feels like Sabres combo where like you're blocking, charging, and not really doing much. Blocking, charging, not really doing much. You're building to a big V turn where you can swing Raiden for 4 for free. Like that, it's not worth it. And then you might have your 1x.
Scar for a scar?
Yeah, exactly. You have your 1 Lumina turn, 2 Lumina turns, maybe a single Lumina, so Raiden swings twice, and that's kind of an advantage. You can technically do that if you have enough money in, like, you pitch a blue, you can do that in Sabres as well. So it wasn't a convincing value proposition for running the sword. I'd rather be running combo if I'm going to play it like combo without the upside, right?
Yeah.
So then that's where a whole flurry of deck building activity started. And I think there's a lot of ways to build a deck, and obviously I'm an eccentric deck builder in that I want to take a concept and see if it can work. I don't want to ask what the best Bolton build is. And so the question that this deck that is on the table right now is trying to answer is, how do we make Raiden as good as possible doing what it's doing?
Which is interesting. A quick question. Brent's saying that I'm asking if I sound quieter / muffled for anyone else.
Yeah, you might. I think that's just you, though.
I normally have ghost voice, so that might be possible. But if you're noticing that, please comment below.
I'll push you up a little bit.
Not after we're not live, because that's not going to matter anymore.
Yeah, see if that's better.
But so it's one of the hallmarks of Fab, right? You're choosing your weapon, which should, in a lot of cases, for a lot of these heroes, inform your strategy, which is what the fundamental ask has to be. You can look at Raiden and say, that's good. Then you can put cards in your deck and be like, these are all good cards. And your deck still isn't doing that well.
That's correct, yeah.
So what do you mean by actually leveraging Raiden like you're talking about?
Okay, let's look at it. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Brent's saying that's better.
Okay, good. Yeah. Better, still muffled. I mean, I don't know. Can you talk louder?
I can get closer.
I mean, that is really what will help, yeah. More than anything, I assure you.
Kyler saying it sounds like my bass is up too much. That's weird. The ghost in the machine, dude.
No, hold on. I'll fix it. Let's just go here.
I'm going to keep talking. You guys can tell me how.
That's probably going to be better.
How my voice sounds? That's weird. I don't think anything changed since the last time we streamed, eh?
Man, you're so weirdly quiet. It's like disastrous. You talk backwards.
I don't know what that means.
It's like the sound is going out the back of your at the back of your head. Okay. Let's talk about what that means. Let's zoom in on
Should have been a ventriloquist.
Yeah, right?
Stephen Delaney saying that's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Blame says sounds bad now? What?
See, that's what I'm saying. You never know. Everybody's saying yes and no, and then
it's hot and cold.
Hot and cold.
Get Katy Perry in here.
I can get the monitor out and actually work on this, but I want to at least get this deck ID down so everybody can look at it.
See, none of these shenanigans. We would have already been halfway through a game if we were just testing off stream.
I know. Okay, let me get this laid out for concepts here.
You ever have that moment when you're laying out a deck on stream, about halfway through you're thinking, all those things I was thinking don't make any more sense now that I'm verbalizing it? You ever been there?
Yes.
I got there once or twice in Ashes. It's like it all made sense until I started explaining it.
Yeah, it all works great until you start actually explaining what you're doing and why. Okay, let's look at this. So here's the basic thesis that we're working with, and that is that you have two lines of play that matter. You have the pitch line, and then you have the non-pitch line. And those two really don't want to meet because you don't want to factor out a pitch card in a line that doesn't want to or doesn't have to specifically.
Sure. Basic example of this is like the old school Briar Cheerios. They did not like to pitch. But there were some times when you would pitch a blue because you have a certain sequence of cards happening. But when you're pitching, it's like very key signals happening that mean I'm pitching. Otherwise, every card needs to just be going into the chain.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. Okay, so classic Bolton card, Take Flight. Pitch it, charge it, play a 4-cost or 4 damage attack. You're so in the red on that exchange. You've got 3 cards in for 4 damage. That's horrible. That's essentially what we call horrible. So then we add Raiden as a free swing on that exchange. Now it's 7 for 3 cards. Still horrible. Not even back to 3 per card. So if we're ever going to do Take Flight into Raiden, we have to do other things with it or it's not worth playing.
Sure. And
right?
The most efficient way to pitch is to pitch a blue.
Right.
So if you're going to pitch a blue and play Take Flight, you also technically have 2 resources floating.
That's right.
That you need to do something with.
That's right.
Otherwise, it's 2 wasted resources.
I agree completely.
So what do you do?
Well, so there's a number of things that you can do, but the problem ultimately is that anytime I'm doing a line that's Take Flight into Raiden, removing the charge card to give Raiden go again, and then doing anything else, I've basically gained no soul, and I'm just doing an ineffective line. So I was looking for ways that can I build soul so that my combo turns are bigger, my bigger turns are bigger, but also still not just be doing terrible numbers where I can't keep up with any aggro deck basically ever. So that's where cards that usually are not good or are not played as much come in. So Battlefield Blitz obviously fits this paradigm quite well. So if I go to 4 cards, but I add a 5 damage card, I'm starting to pull up that average, right?
Yeah, because with something like Battlefield Blitz, you don't need resources because you've already pitched, but you can put it in the middle, and you also aren't wasting soul.
So I gain 1 soul, and I do 12 damage across 4 cards, which is average 3 per card.
But you also gain a soul.
But I also gain a soul.
That's the
so however you want to value that. Now, the potential there is you also can go double Battlefield Blitz, and that becomes a very good turn off of 5 cards and 3 money.
Yeah.
So you have the option to flex into these bigger lines that are still building soul for you. Now, the card that I've always wanted to play and finally get to, Rising Solar Tide, is essentially a version of Battlefield Blitz that accomplishes the same objective. It just comes at the end of the chain instead of in the middle of the chain.
Because it doesn't have go again.
Correct. Yeah. So like if I do Take Flight, Battlefield Blitz, Raiden, remove a charge card, Rising Solar Tide goes into soul. I've gained 2 soul from charging in Solar Tide, and I've lost 1 soul from Raiden go again.
You're still up a soul.
So I'm still plus 1 soul, and I'm still in the same number pie as I've always been. So, you have interesting turns like you can really just do Take Flight, Raiden, give it go again, Rising Solar Tide for 5. You're still at 12 for 4 cards on the turn. You end up with plus 1 soul, threatening that hit effect, basically. Yeah. So this is the pitch line, and this is where your Via the Vanguard is going to fit in on this line, except it's just going to make everything you're doing already better.
Yeah.
So Via the Vanguard goes right into this piece. Then you've got your no pitch line, which is where most Bolton players like to live, particularly before Frost came into the party. And this is your engulfing. I don't do Express Lightning, at least not yet, because it doesn't have a hit effect. As far as I'm concerned, it's a 0 for 4. Basically, what's the point? So engulfing and bolt, and then they go into cards like Illuminate, which is a similar kind of thing. So if I charge with Bolt of Courage or charge with Engulfing Light, I swing Raiden, and then I get rid of the charge card, play Illuminate. If it goes to my soul, I'm still plus 1 soul, and I've hit the 0 cost line. Snatch is an example of a card that can act like Illuminate, except instead of gaining soul, I'm gaining card.
Yeah, which is usually gaining arsenal.
Which can, if a card that goes into your soul via charging is a card in your hand you have to spend, gaining the card back with Snatch is effectively breaking even though it's not going into soul, it's still giving you more options, getting an arsenal card. As good value-wise, I would say, as soul, if not sometimes quite a bit better. Now, the question, of course, with all of these things is, how do you get go again on your initial 0 cost charge attacks? And so there's a lot of instances where you run like Courageous Steel Hand, which is the pump, where if you've charged, you get to pump your attack. And that's a fine play. That's a classic Bolton play. It's a light card. And that's kind of the majority of the way that it's been done. Used to be done with Plunder Run quite a bit. Yeah. Now we can't do that, of course.
Plunder Run's so good.
And then Lumino Ascension, of course, in the 0 cost line is worth a mention. Everybody probably sees that one. So here's the question, though, that I had when I was going through this. And as I was building these hands and playing these hands, I had Courageous Steel Hand in reds and blues, Beacon of Victory as well. So you got 9 pumps in the deck that can come in. But all of my pumps I wanted to play after I charged. And what I was running into is what happens when I hit a hand that's like 2 Battlefield Blitz, Rising Solar Tide, Snatch.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, that normally means you're awful. And so Bolton players, I think, tend to run away from these cards to get more charge cards to have more consistent lines of play there. But instead, what I was considering and what I'm going to be testing today is if you add generic pumps like Captain's Call and Nimblism, these actually solve 2 problems for you, right? So they come in on your 0 cost line as the first card in the chain and give you good 3-card hands here, which is nice. A Bolt of Courage for 6 with a charge is a very nice hand. It's very difficult to block. The second thing that they do is on those hands we were talking about where we have the non-chargey cards, I can do simple lines like Battlefield Blitz for, like Nimblism Blitz for 8, Rising Solar Tide, or Illuminate. I have lines like Nimblism.
Even Solar Tide for 8 is pretty.
Yeah, super solid, right? I have Nimblism, Illuminate, go again with Bolton's ability, Snatch. So it's trying to solve the problem of, can I both have the start of line solutions to this chain and then also solve for what if I get flooded with cards and I don't have a charge card in hand? So that's what I'm going to be testing today. I do have 12 blues in the deck to facilitate the double Blitz, double Solar Tide turns, also Command and Conquer, of course. And I went ahead and went with 3 Courageous Steel Hands as my non-charge blue, my 12th blue slot, basically 9 or 10, 11, 12. This is a fine card. It's a light card. It pitches blue. It blocks 3 rune chance from Arcane, so it can technically be a 3 block in the Viscera matchup or Briar, whoever. And then it also is a nice include, that +1 damage, usually just what you need to get a Bolt of Courage over the hump to kind of set things up. It also makes sure that your 0-cost charges can have go again and set up your Lumina turns and bigger exchanges. So the question here is, how fast can you be with this deck? Is it fast enough that you can continually build soul while also not falling behind in damage enough that your combo turn pushes you over the top? And that's what we're going to be testing, or hopefully what I'm going to be testing today with you in tow.
Stephen Delaney saying, oh, whoa. When you're deck building, are you guys starting with a hand and trying to see how many times you can replicate it? So is the next Fab Foundation is about the knowing your lines.
Yeah,
right?
Building lines, yeah.
So I think it's less, and some decks do that exact thing, which is, this is the hand I'm trying to hit most of the time. But I think having a really good understanding of the kind of hands your deck is trying to produce and what kind of value those produce. We're doing a whole Fab Foundations video about it. But ultimately, yes. It's usually not, this is the one kind of hand. But like Steven was just saying, I have my hand where I'm not planning to pitch, and I have my hand where I am planning to pitch. And then it's all about the consistency of that, right? So what you don't want is half and half a lot. You want the ability to lean in and get max value. And even in that Fab Foundation series, we talked about the average value of each card being 3. So if you're on a 4-card hand and you're doing less than 12 consistently, no matter what 4 cards that ends up being in your deck, that's a problem. You actually need it to be more, which will carry on with one of the things I'm hoping we get to in Fab Foundations is how to actually win the game.
That's a classic Arsenal Pass question. Huh?
Yeah, because the one of the most fundamental questions is if your opponent just blocks you for 12 each turn, can you actually win the game? And from there you move on, right? But if you assume every card blocks for 3, your opponent can block for 12, you have to do more than 12 in a turn to guarantee you can get damage in, or you have to have Dominate, etc., etc. Yeah, so I have Prism and Star of the Show and Viscera, who I think I saw a lot of. Here's the top 8 for our event this weekend. Here's the heroes. Those seem like the 3 most popular by a lot. So that's kind of our gauntlet, which is when we're in testing, we'll have a gauntlet prepared. And we're just looking to get quick reps against the various things. And a lot of times you'll take the aggro deck, in this case Viscera. I don't know if that's where you want to start or not.
Yeah, we'll start there. He's one of the fastest probably right now.
Yeah.
Just raw damage-wise.
So it's a question of, the first question you have to ask in that scenario is, can I outrace the aggro deck? If the answer is no, then you have to find ways to slow them down and or up your defense while also still maintaining pressure.
I'm going to take this phone
call. And then after you answer that question, you kind of know something about your deck, right? If it's not faster than the fastest deck, you have to have a plan for that. The second tier is control, which I think, it's not direct control in this game, but I think about something like Prism. And she's popular. I think she's really good. And she forces you into a different kind of play style. So you need to check that box and see if you can deal with her as a problem, right? Which is really just, they play auras, and if you let them get too many auras in play, they're going to run away with the game. And so you need to be able to address that in one way or another. And then finally, at this point, the other piece of the triangle is Star of the Show. And, he can just be very oppressive with the hit effects and the discard and dominate. And so you have to build a deck that can deal with all 3 of these problems, or at least some of the time deal with all the problems, if you want to be successful right now, I think. Contador says, I usually start by thinking about the types or textures of hands I would be drawing most of the time. Yeah, I think it's good. Contador is saying, I find it helpful to use the poker analogy of hand textures after watching the Fab Foundations videos where you guys talked about poker. Yeah, that's a great video to watch. You need to know, the hands that your deck can deal and how good or bad they are, and then which hands to bet on.
Does Zach sound okay? I don't want to get through half of this and then go watch it at home and be like, Zach sounds awful. I mean, I usually say that, but...
All right.
Let's just go. I mean, you know what? Let's just get it. Let's get the heat on. You want to turn the heater on in here?
The literal heat.
Let's just
sweaty.
do some hot yoga style testing.
That's part of our testing strategy. We've got to get really uncomfortable.
Yeah, get as uncomfortable as you can.
Yeah.
Actually, sounds like something Brendan might actually do.
Well, I won't say whether or not he has or hasn't done that.
I'm looking forward to seeing him. What are we gonna do? What are you gonna get up to that weekend? We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna.
I don't know, man. It's kind of
Have a burger,
interesting
have
because
some
like
laughs.
you're on Bolt, man.
Great. Okay, everyone's saying you're sounding much better now.
The fact that then there's a ProQuest the next day means that Saturday night can't get too crazy.
If somebody wins a ProQuest, it's not gonna matter.
If I win, I will suddenly not care about anything else except for the fact that I won.
And your loving wife.
If you say my loving wife.
And your loving wife.
Yeah.
I'll care about nothing else except her.
Yeah, I always care about her. But the if you win,
I hope you're watching.
you just don't. Sunday is less relevant, right?
Yeah.
Also, if you get a really cool gold, then it's like double good.
You know what else is crazy? I have found that the most effective with this deck, actually, Null Run Boots is more effective than Null Run Hood. And it's insane. And you know what realizations you have whenever you start testing? Zach, you'll appreciate this. Having 2 pieces of 2 defense armor is way more relevant than almost anything else. That you have once per game, you can block a 4 for no cards.
Yeah.
Against like a tempo match like this is everything. So if you go to Null Run Hood and you keep your snap boots and you've got a 2 on your Brave Forge, the tempo swing just doesn't. You can't keep the combo hand of your Via the Vanguard if you can't send the 4 block when it matters.
Yeah. As someone who likes to run 3 2 blocks and a 1 on my boots,
I just don't understand how you get all that.
Yeah, just look at it.
It's absolutely
beautiful.
We got snaps here. We've been testing snaps. We've been testing Helm with Sharp Eye. Gonna see how that goes as well. And then I also, believe it or not, I was testing refraction bolters.
I dig it, man.
And the
non-rune blades.
So snaps obviously important. It's more important for sabers because when you have the combo in hand, you have to be able to hit the charge card and go now. A little less relevant in Raiden. And the 1 defense plus a go again for free basically saves you 1 soul during the course of the game is actually pretty compelling in some of these matchups. So yeah, it's time to get weird.
One thing I'll note about the testing is when you were on Bolton a couple weeks ago, we tested after the stream. And first thing you do, you have weird stuff like Helm with Sharp Eye. Mm-hmm. And it's like, just play it. And like get games in quickly. Find out if you think it's worth it or not. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time theorizing and or they'll write cards off before they actually even try them. Some cards don't look good on paper. And then you get them in the game. And you might be surprised. Definitely say that. Hold on. There's some in the comment. Mr. Inferno, there's a ProQuest Sunday after Tulsa. Yeah, so ours is on the 12th, Saturday. And then there's one at Edmond Unplugged, about an hour and a half down the road.
Check them out. It's a good spot.
Yeah, if you're coming up from Texas and stuff, if you are going, if you're looking at the building, like 2 or 3 doors to the right, there's this coffee shop. Stop there. Go to breakfast there. 2 thumbs way up. So here's what I like to do in testing. A few things. First is I like it to be as hard as it's going to be.
Yep.
So in this case, Viscera going first is the worst thing.
Let's do it.
If you can't, it's possible you would be okay with a deck that can't race the fastest deck going second. But you just need to see it.
We got to see how bad it can get.
Ooh, it can get bad. Let's look. All right, you ready to do this?
Let's go. Grind it out.
Sonata Arcanix.
You're going to miss.
Hits for 1. Also, I'll do things kind of sloppy when we're testing, just to move quickly.
All right, block 1.
It'll be less clean. Got him to pitch a card. Let's go. All right, that's a good one. I mean, you can't hate it. It's a weird opener, but we'll do it. Runeblood Incantation.
It is a weird opener.
Rune Chant from
your daily cast.
All right. Let's just play another one.
Okay. What's up?
This is what we call permanent tempo for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's like literally is a daily cast opening in it, right? It's really cool. Okay, but no arsenal.
Nope. Who needs an arsenal when you get 2 rune chants a turn for turns 2 through 4?
That's absolutely fascinating.
I didn't have any blues, you see.
Yeah. This is a classic. This is kind of a classic reality here. All right. Let's just do Rising Solar Tide for 4. See what happens. 4, if it hits, goes soul.
I don't like the hand I just drew.
I didn't quite like mine either.
Let's actually block. There's no way for me to pull that off, right? Block 5.
Got it.
Got it.
Arsenal.
Alright, starting my turn, create 2 rune chance. Let's party. This is weird. I'm just putting it out there. Arsenal pass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, here's your window.
Yeah. This is where snaps is like incredibly relevant. So we need to note that.
Put it in your log.
Mark it.
Steven, I am going to the Indiana Calling.
Oof. You got one on arse there? All right. Let's pitch to you for CNC here.
CNC. Dynamite.
This may be the weirdest game we've ever played in this matchup.
Yeah, but this is where you test, eh? No block.
All right.
You got one of my classic noir enlightened stacks. All right, over to me. Yeah. Let's create 2 rune chance. Why not? All right, let's go. That doesn't matter. Let's go E-Strike for 5 with go again. 6 rune chance pop. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Take 6 and then take 5.
And then let's go. Blue Mavrian. Pitch to create a rune chant. And then swing the sword.
I'll take 5.
Yeah, you got it.
Just gonna see how we do on the quick go here. Tunic up. Let's go take flight. Charge here. 3 would go again.
No block.
And I gotta use the tunic for that. Let's go Raiden.
No block.
Okay. Let's go again there. Let's do Bolt of Courage. Charging here.
For dose.
Dose. Draw a card if it hits.
Block on my chest.
Yeah.
Just in case I
Arsenal there.
gain 2 rune chance. Just in case I need a skeleton later. You never know with these sort of things. Let's go Mavrian. Yellow. Mavrian Skies. We'll go red meet and greet.
His incantation's gone.
Technically, they stay in play till the start of my next turn.
Oh, very nice.
If I'm playing by the rules. There are cards, like, so this has Runeblade Reclamation. When it hits, you blow up a aura. So, like, I just get in the habit of leaving them because it's only fair.
Mean Grid comes in. Any run chance?
Oh, yeah. 2 rune chance.
Rune chance.
1 gets created from this.
All right. Take 2 and then block 4 here.
There it is. We'll Revel in Runeblood, create 5 rune chance. Swing the sword.
It's so good.
6/2/2. So good.
6/2/2.
Yeah.
I'll take 10.
Waboom.
Waboom indeed.
What up, Evan?
Okay. Ooh, it's tempting. Ooh, it's tempting. But sadly, I don't think it's right. Oh, but it's so tempting. It's so tempting.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
All right, fine.
Oh, nothing.
Fine. Don't you know?
See, because like, I'm gonna hold off on it. All right, one on the tunic. You got how much armor over there?
2, 3. We'll take 3 because I have more health. 4, 5 technically if I really wanted it.
We figured it out. All right, take flight, beacon, charge here.
Take 4. Don't block the take flight. It's already got go again. There's no point.
Go Lumina.
Oh yeah.
Raiden for 4.
So this is where I won't dive into the story. I made a mistake in this moment against Prism the other day.
Yeah? She was playing Lumina?
No, I had a good hand. I'm way up like this. And I let her just... She had Herald of Your Edition. I was like... I let her have it. And it went bad.
You thought the slapback was bigger.
Yeah, it was not. I'm here to tell you... it was not. Okay.
Does it still stick around?
They haven't got... That was last turn.
Huh.
They'll go around at the start of my turn. They basically check at the beginning.
Stuff.
Yeah. 4. Well, we don't want that to hit.
I think it's fine.
We also don't want to use any cards in my hand.
Ah, you got 4 on the board right there. Just put those creepers in there.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on
going
in.
to. We're gonna go 4 here.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Go
let you
again.
know.
Raiden for 4.
No block.
Okay. Reveal a card. It's a light card.
You do that twice? Oh, I stopped it the first time.
Yeah, just
I
once.
see what I did.
Goes to 3. Pass here.
These go away.
That was a hard decision to make. You could beacon there and double Lumina, but you don't have enough soul to threaten more than 2 swings. So if you brick both, it's such a waste.
Bad news beats.
You don't want it.
Okay. 13. It's the magical number.
13 is the number.
So, Mordred Tide. Pay 2 for 2 rune chance from Visceray. Bonus from Mordred. We'll go Meet and Greet Red. 2 pop. 2 get created. If either of those rune chants hit, this will get go again. If the attack hits, I'll create 2 rune chants.
Yeah. So pitch. Block 2. And it currently does not have go again.
No go again.
Right?
But if it hits, 2 rune chants.
Great questions. Questions and answers happen in here. Served up fresh. So
What's funny is you let one of those arcane damage hit. This turn goes nuts.
you don't though.
You don't.
You don't. You absolutely do not.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I played a tunic take flight here, basically. That's the grand,
You just need to not die
grand
until
bargain
then.
here. But
Tabletop Royale. Imagine not playing Azalea.
it's crazy, right? Okay, we're taking 4.
Alexis, I love John of the Dark Dimension as a card. I've always loved that card. Taking 4, 2 rune chance.
Yeah.
Arsenal pass.
Yeah.
I think that card is way underplayed.
Tunic up. let's do pitch, take flight, charge. 3 would go again.
No block.
Okay. Raiden for 3.
No block.
Go again. Snatch for 4.
Here comes the heat. All right, decisions. Yeah, I'll take 4.
Okay. Arsenal there.
Bonus card. John, I do like playing Quill Hand in the aggro match, but I would only see Bolton here, and he could be on Saber's combo, and the extra armor is actually like critical. It's crazy critical. All right, we're gonna go in honor of my friend Matt, Maruvian Skies, also known as Maruvian Skies. We're gonna pop Skeleton. So my next attack and non-attack are minus the number of rune chance that I have. I'm going to play a free Dread Triptych, 4 rune chance pop. 1 gets created from this. I played a 9 attack, so I'll create another one. If any arcane damage hit, I'll get another one. And if this hits, I'll get another one. And it has to go again. And if it hits, I get 2 more rune chance, so don't let it hit.
Of course, don't let it hit.
Don't let it hit.
Don't let it hit. So arcane damage leads to more arcane damage. That's the idea here.
It's like a circle. Yeah.
Dread have go again for
crazy.
Mavrian, right?
Yeah.
Mavrian's good.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's go. Hit effects, go again. When Crucible only had first edition, it was really low printed. It's a rare out of Crucible. Those things were like weirdly valuable.
Triptych's gotta... So that's got to be okay. Yeah, sadly, we don't like it at all. And then worst case, yeah, you get 3 plus 2 plus 2. So it's coming in at 7. And then we're slapping back, not in an ideal way.
And I still have a floating Skeleton for an event.
You pop that this turn?
Mm-hmm. That's how I gotta play that without pitching.
Yeah. Amazing how you can do that, right?
Wait, it's 2 armor and a pivot card? Pivot?
Okay. I think we're gonna have to play for taters here. Pitch 4 or pitch 6, block 4, and then not wrong.
PV Private Void saying your streams are so good, Nish, and I find myself here every Tuesday for Fab, and I'm loving it. Thank you. That's what you said. Thank you for saying this much. Glad to have you. All right, so you're covering it up?
Yeah.
Smart. That was smart.
Okay, good.
If you're taking the arcane damage, again, it gets crazy. So I'll play a free Rattle Bones. And we'll get this red meet and greet. Weirdly, you only attack currently. I could have cleared the chain, but, you know, like they do. 1 card in hand.
Mm-hmm. And you banish that? Is that how that rattle
It's
bounce
banished, and then I can play it this turn as though, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So, if 2 floating, you will stop the rune chance. I will not get go again. I might as well just play it straight up. Yeah. Pay 1. Meet and greet. I should have had 3rd rune chant from Rattle Bones. So technically that changed.
It's convenient.
Hold on.
Is that from this? Every time you play a card,
so I played a non-attack.
You get damage.
I get the rune chant, yeah. Because you're at 3, so you can't stop it and stop the hit. But you probably end up stopping the arcane damage so I don't get go again. Which is smart on your part.
That's right. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Mm-hmm. We'll sit the same play. So we'll play meet and greet. 3 pop. 1 gets created.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 damage. 3 and 4.
You have 1 card in hand, which could swing the sword.
Yeah.
Or it could go to Arsenal.
Yeah. That's why you have to stop the rune chance.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 more damage.
All right, we'll pitch and stop the runes.
Yeah, and then you take 4.
Take it 4.
And I create a rune chant from meet and greet. The Mars don't pass.
All right, and then we have a decision to make. You're at 10 currently. Yeah, we'll pass it back to you. Take up the tunic. And see if you could plan a nice crop of taters here, would you?
Got some bad news.
Yeah. Reshuffle.
Wait.
You got more armor? Give me the armor too.
Alright. Start out with the Sonata. Hits for 1. Get that there, rune flash.
Yep. Pitch blocker.
You're at 5. Let's play Yellow Maury. Create a rune chant. Let's play Amplify the Arcanite for free. 3 pop, 1 gets created. 6 coming at you. If it hits, create 2 extra rune chant.
It's gotta go again. Okay.
Steven did block all the arcane, but Rattlebones can still be played as a non-attack action, just not as an instant.
Okay. With this, really, what are you gonna play for? You got 3 cards in hand still. So bad. Tunic and 3. I'm gonna block all the arcane.
Yeah.
And then Mavrian on the trigger there. I'll block 6.
Okay. Swarming Gloomveil. 1 pops, 1 gets created. And then this gets +1 attack. Has go again. And if it hits, all my arcane damage is unpreventable moving forward.
Take 1 from the runes, block 3, take 1.
Okay. And then out of cards.
Yeah.
You have armor though. Look at you. Let's go swing a sword.
You got it.
1, 2, 3.
No, I'll lose. Let's do it again. Try again. It's so fast.
It is fast. All right, you want to go first, second this time?
Do the same thing.
All right, yeah.
It's so fast. Bolton in this matchup, you have to hit a big V turn on the first tuning cycle. I think that's the only way that you can get on this one. And I might need to push. I might honestly need to play for that a little harder.
Like save the tunic if you don't have it.
Yeah, something like that. Or I mean, sometimes you just won't see a V or a Lumina, of course. So there's only so much you can do about that.
It was also like a really weird start.
It was a very strange. Both of us were just making French fries.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, of course. All right, you ready to party?
Yeah.
Let's go, Sonata.
Yeah, I've got the marked Lumina here.
Hits for 1.
It's a good thing to not have.
That's one way to know if it's coming.
That's right, yeah. This is testing.
I guess I need to reset this.
Okay, Sonata for 1. It's interesting. First turn. Save it for 3 defense.
Well, you also know that I have Dread.
Yeah, what
Triptych.
did you grab? Dread?
So if the arcane damage hits and I play this, that's a free rune chant.
Mm-hmm.
I've already played non-attack, so it does get a little.
All right, let's
interesting.
let's pitch. Yeah, block 1 there.
All right, let's.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I'll play Dread Triptych. Create 1 with this. I played a non-attack, so create 1. And then it's coming in for 4. If it hits, I'll create another enchant.
No go again?
Nope.
We've got an interesting situation here.
Cardboard cast. Potatoes.
We got an interesting situation. You just don't want to let stuff hit on the first turn, but this is kind of like the perfect hand.
That's a tough hit too, because it's the damage and I get the rune chant, so then it's just like.
No rune chance coming in currently?
No, they got created from me playing the card.
Okay. We will block with 5.
I see. Let's Arsenal pass.
It's we needed it to be different. Let's go.
Potatoes. Don't forget the teeny.
Yeah, thanks. Solo tied for 5. It's like the tools are there, you know, they just...
Not in the right order.
Wrong order. In a non-first hand situation. Be gorgeous.
I may regret this. I'll take 5.
Okay. I'll let you know if you regret it or not.
Jim. I think Sonata Arcanics, if you take away Skeleton, which you won't, in general, it's a obscenely fair card. Okay, over to me.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil, Sonata. Hit. What do I want? Wow. We'll get this Rune Flash. 1 Arcane.
Okay.
Oh, he says banish. Yeah, it should be in the banish zone, but it's the same thing for me.
1 hit, huh?
1 hit? You gotta ask yourself, do you feel lucky?
I'll pitch this Lumina to block it.
Ooh. You hate to see it. You really
Better
do.
than blocking, because that's what I'm about to have to do.
Alright, Rune Flash comes in for 1. 2 Rune Chance pop. 1 gets created. It does have go again straight up. I've got 2 resources for it.
Hold on, let me pitch differently on that.
Okay.
This may be right, or...
Roger.
I mean... Yeah, so, no, we're not going to block anything. So I take the 1 from Sonata,
Okay.
and then 2 coming in.
Yeah, there's so many Rune Chants. It's like, unless you're really committed to it.
Yeah. And then Rune Flash for 4 is fine.
Yeah. Alright, you have taken Arcane. So let's play Red Meat and Greet.
The classic.
1 pops, 1 gets created. 1 Arcane coming at you. It already has go again.
Yeah.
And then if it hits, I'll create another Rune Chant.
And you've got 2 cards left? What's 1 Rune Chant worth here? Not enough.
I mean, at this point, you're kind
of... I'll take 2 and 2. I just mean in terms of like blocking the meet and greet.
All right, then this is gross. Swarm and Gloomveil, 2 pop, 1 gets created. It has go again, 4 attack. If it hits, my Rune Chancer or my Arcane damage is unblockable.
So take 2, and then take how much? 4. Yeah.
Revel in Runeblood. Create 5 Rune Chants. Swing the sword. 8 unblockable arcane damage and then 2 physical.
10 total.
Yeah.
So that was 28 damage.
That is ridiculously.
38.
So I had this in Arsenal and started with 2 Rune Chants. And then. It's just a great hand.
28. There it is.
Okay.
All right. Tunic up. Take flight. Pitch. And charge. Yeah. Charge there.
No block.
Okay. We will Lumina and swing for 4.
Cover here for 4.
Right, go again. 4 again.
Take 4.
Go again. Nice. Nice. Just dunk that via the Vanguard there. Gain 1. And then snatch for 4.
Right into the fire. Yeah, take 4.
Okay. Draw. Arsenal. Into the fire.
Alright. Mortar Tide. Let's create 2 enchants with my grasp. Then let's pay 2 for Rattlebones. Getting Swarming Gloomveil, creating 2 enchants. Gloomveil, 4 pop, 2 get created. It's coming in for 4 and 4. 4 arcane, 4 physical. If it hits, I will. My my arcane damage is unblockable.
You got 1 for the sword?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4. You got no cards in hand. So 3.
Yeah.
4. And then we've got. Okay. Well, okay. So let's go 3, 4, actually. You got 1 for the sword. You can block there. No hit effects that matter. Weird hands. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Okay. All right, let's block 3 run chance. We'll take 1.
Okay.
And then 4 coming in. I will block 3 of that and take 1.
Okay. Sword for 2/2/2.
2/2/2. Take 2. Take 2 and take 2. If you can believe it.
Shocking.
All right, Tunic up. Let's just swing Illuminate for 4.
No block.
You got it. Arsenal there.
Okay. Mordred. Pay 2 to create 2 enchants. Pay 1 for Rune Flash. 2 pop, 2 get created. So 2, 4, etc.
1 card in hand.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a sword swing to me.
Yeah, sort of Arsenal. I mean, let's go block 2, chance 1 there. And then let's see. So these are gone. And then we'll do 4 here.
Okay. Cards in there?
3.
Arsenal dice.
Okay. All right, let's play CNC pitch here.
Take 6. Got one of my classic Noir and Light Strikes.
So you're on 4. Oh, it's a good question. I mean, I'm gonna at least just get in the conversation here. I'm gonna Beacon of Victory for +1.
Okay.
So take 7. And I'll give it go again. And I'll Tunic, or I'm sorry, Raiden. No, I haven't charged. Tunic for Rising Solar Tide 5.
Take a 5.
Okay.
Getting back in. Alright. let's
I just
go.
know this 4-card hand here is going to be awful.
Let's Room Blood Incantation. It's not crazy. I actually, the big turn earlier where not the big turn, the one where what was even going on? After laying it out, I could have done it way better. I'll talk about that in a second. Incantation. Runeblade is a wild beast. 1 for Rune Flash. 2 pop. 1 gets created. It's got to go again, etc.
1 card in hand.
Uh-huh.
That's not going to matter. So our line is this line. So we've got 5. You're showing 6, and you've got a sword swing for 5. Okay, so 5, 6. We're on 11. 3, 8, 6, 5. It's the perfect number. Why? Why do you do this? Because we blocked 2. We blocked. Yeah, so I'll take 2.
Yep.
And then block 3.
Take 1.
Take 1.
1, 2, 2.
Yeah.
The sword.
Pitch. Block 1. Block 1. Take 1. And then the 2. Let's go here.
All right, Arsenal pass.
Okay. Let's do Solar Tide for 5.
No cards in hand, soul, etc.
Nope.
Take 5.
It's in. Yeah. All right, do yours.
Alright, get a rune chain. Let's go Mabrine Yellow.
Let's get started.
Pay 2 for Amplify the Arcanite. 1 pops, 1 gets created, and then it's coming in for 6.
Right on. All right, spin off the Arcane. 6 in here.
Okay, card hand.
1 in hand, yeah.
1, 2, problem.
Can you swing the sword?
Yeah, I can.
That's what I would do if I were you.
Have you considered the sword?
Go ahead, just swing that sword.
I'll swing the sword.
All right, let me try going first. See what that does.
So the turn I was talking about earlier was, and it's important too, like, I may win this going first most of the time. And that's why, like, just like you're saying, we need a switch. Because if you have a deck that actually wins going first against this deck, then it really comes down to thinking about sideboarding in the event that you have to go second. But a lot of people will just test it, decide this is how you're sideboarding, and then even if you're kind of on maybe a defensive plan, as an example, and then even going first, if you stick on that defensive plan, you're not even giving yourself the chance to know.
Yeah.
So
Too, it might be that snaps and skullcap change based on going first or second too.
Totally.
You could bring snaps in if you feel like you're gonna have the first tempo turn.
Yeah. The
first 5-carder.
The turn I didn't see until after the cards were laid out was I had I played Mordred, and then I don't remember what I did, but I could have popped Skeleton to play my Rattlebones for free. And then that would have had me at 4 rune chance. And then my next attack's -4. I had a Birthday Cake, Ninth Blade in hand that would have had the -4 from Skeleton and itself. So then instead of playing whatever I did play, I could have played, it was Red Meet and Greet into Do Something. And it could have been...
to do something.
It could have been a Birthday Cake for 9 at the time, which would have been crazy. Damon, you see their opponent's hero, you decide who's going first, and then you sideboard. I think it's something that people look over a lot.
All right, Bolt of Courage Blue coming at you. Charge up, Tunic, etc.
It's Birthday Cake.
Goes to 2 strength.
You got it.
Arson.
I just want the Birthday Cake over there for my impending Rattlebones. All right, X-Wing players. Interesting. All right. Let's create a rune chant. This is a little baby this turn. Then I'll play a Spellblade Assault. So 1 pops, 2 gets created, and then 4 damage coming at you. Or something.
All right, I'll take 5 total.
Oh, yeah. Free damage, baby.
Damage is never free.
That's right. Luke, yeah, so the birthday cake would get a discount from itself. That's printed onto it. And then it would also get a discount from the Sonata. So it's actually -2 for every rune chant you have.
All right, red take flight. We're going to charge here.
Take 4. Call me in the morning.
Okay, blitz for 5. Go again.
Take 5.
Okay, Raiden for 3.
Take 3.
Got a good question here.
And as the Saint Stephen once said, no damage is ever free.
I think I'm going to hold off here. This is a fine play as my last play here. But Arsenal into the Tunic turn seems pretty important.
Relevant.
Yeah.
With 2 soul, set up to go wild.
Set up to go wild.
Your boy Vis better
He
bring
went
some heat.
rolling, did he? Okay, let's go. Yeah. We'll wait and we'll see.
That's great, Luke. Happy to hear it.
See what that earned me.
Oakley dokley. Over to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go Sonata. We're digging for blues, baby. Missed. See? Perfectly fair card.
Yeah, great. Easy.
At a 50-50 split, you got a 70 or 25% chance just to do nothing. That's crazy. What's it? It's literally a card that...
You should play Brute more.
If there was a card... Yeah, right? If there was a card that said...
50% chance to get attack bonus of what? 3, 6, 4?
That was like... It's basically 1 arcane damage and draw a card. 4 card. But the arcane damage... And the card only happened 3 out of 4 times.
I don't think most people are worried about the Sonata by itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
By itself,
maybe
is
an issue. Maybe more what people are
concerned about.
I
don't see why.
Yeah. Well.
Just kidding. I totally get it. Let's pay 1 for a rune flash. 2 pop.
Should
1
be
gets
on this
created.
end of it, huh? I'll take 6.
Oh, I have been on this end of it.
Yeah.
I too play against Rainblade. Okay, let's play Revel.
That card though. That card did some work for Runeblade.
Swing a sword. 2, 2,
I'll take
6,
10.
2, 2.
Yeah.
That card is the juice.
Did a lot. They needed it though.
Matt G, do you guys have any plans to live stream your ProQuest?
We would love to. It's at a hotel, unfortunately, and we're not in a position to move the studio to there. But we are so excited for the next iteration of storage stuff. It's starting to really seal up, and it's looking awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's go V. We're gonna charge twice.
Come on now.
Here. So coming at you for 5, etc.
1 card in hand. It's gonna be a pretty sweet turn if you got one of them Luminous hanging around. Oh, it won't though, because you'll clear the chain.
You don't. Yeah, never.
Seriously, I cannot.
No, we don't want synergistic cards working together.
I can't get it out of my head. It's just how it works. I don't know. All right, take 5.
All right, go again.
I'll call you in the morning.
Raiden 5.
No blind.
All right, go again. Golfing for 5.
How less life in you now?
Strategically, just enough.
You're coming in for 5?
That's right.
Black 5.
Okay. And I'll pass. Go to the arse. All right, over you.
All right, let's play a Sonata. I'm gonna pay 2, so I'm gonna look at 4 total cards.
13% chance.
Hits for 1. 1 arcane damage. Triptych in hand.
Okay, give me a second to figure this one out. 1 arcane damage. Take it.
I will Creator Enchant.
Ooh, I like seeing that though.
Arsenal Pass.
Oh, I love seeing that.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, Zach, it's perfect. You did exactly what you needed to do. Thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm happy to give you a little bit of optimism.
Let's do Take Flight, Pitch, Charge.
No block. Take 3.
I got 2 coming in you.
Got ourselves a game now.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, 6 and out of turn. Yeah, sick indeed.
CNC for 6.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't really like that.
Great. I'll activate CNC to load my tunic.
Yeah, we're just going to make it happen, of course, but... So, I like that.
You get away with that in Swiss. Watch out.
Or I can go...
Did you just switch your Arsenal card?
No, that would have been good, though. We like the stock. 0. I'll block with all my own.
I'm going to give it +1.
Yeah. How do you feel it?
Yeah.
Nuke the card. Take 1.
And I'm going to give it go again.
Van, you should play at this pace every Tuesday. Okay.
I'm still going.
Oh.
I got to go again.
How about that? CNC with go again now.
Lumina.
Oh, come on.
Raiden 4.
Come on. What is this garbage? Well, we're in rebuild phase now.
Mm-hmm.
Black 6.
Okay, go again. Swing 4.
Black 6.
Okay.
Pass to you.
We cleared you out at least.
Yeah.
Now this is the thing we were talking about with Bolton's struggle is like you can kind of get in an interesting place here, but then it's like now you have no soul. What do your 4-card hands really look like? And that's what this deck should be better at, but whether or not it is a great question. So tunic up. Let's see what we end up with here.
What up, Valentino? Yeah. It's part of the,
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Even a game earlier when I was way ahead and you got me down to like 4. One of the realities is exactly what you just saw, which is like if I just ever decided to start blocking out, and like my goal there was to block out and then you not have soul, so that we're at least back into normal territory.
Soul here would be sick. It'd be so good. Nimblism, Solar Tide, Pitch, coming in for 8.
That's not bad, man. Let's block 8.
You got it. And we'll go 1 in the arsenal.
Red Read the Runes over to you.
The old OTK style, huh?
Yeah. Well, I still got that skeleton, so I'm just biding my time now until I get them crazy Runeblade beats.
Just buy it. Okay.
Got that birthday cake over there.
Birthday cake.
Boy, do I have a turn on tap.
I've got an interesting stitch myself. Well, I guess let's take a look. All right, we're gonna have to think about this for a second.
Yeah, you do you, man.
Whitey why?
Whitey why? What's up?
Whitey why?
Whitey why indeed.
Whitey why? Okay, let's go Bolt of Courage yellow here. Charging up.
No block.
Correct.
Oh, where are the Snapdragon scales? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have used them earlier.
Correct.
I think this is Bolton has to deal with this. How do we get the pluses? Because it's the weird thing is like none of the cards in hand are the swappable cards. Like it's all the fundy Bolton cards.
Yeah.
So it's not like you would cut Engulfing Light to have a Courageous Steel hand.
It's just it's one of the problems with his Matrix of Moments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yours.
All right. Red Maruvian.
Matrix of Moments.
Let's crack Skeleton.
Red Maruvian.
Let's play Rattlebones for free. I guess I'll banish this birthday cake I blocked for the way a long time ago.
Suit.
That's right. We'll play it for free thanks to Skeleton and its ability with Go Again. And if it hits, I create 3 extra rune chance. 5 rune chance pop.
Go again, no less.
1 gets created. Yeah, it's that Maruvian. You know.
Does that have Dominate or anything?
No, just 9 wholesome damage.
9, and then how much rune chance get created?
3 extra if it hits.
3 if it hits. So I need to make sure this doesn't hit, right?
Yeah, and 5 arcane damage coming out.
It's coming in for 9?
Yeah. Birthday cake. It is almost your birthday after all. It's my gift to you.
That's true. It is almost my birthday.
What's your favorite cake and or dessert item?
I like carrot cake a lot.
We're back to streaming.
I like carrot cake. Okay, you get to be this thing, and then that thing happens. So we need you. You are what we need. And it's just it's inefficient is the problem. So that's on me. That's a me problem.
It's me, not you.
All right, let's go 6.
Are you taking these 5?
Yeah. And then I'm still higher than you, right? 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was 6 afraid of 7.
7, 8, 9?
All right, keep going.
Got him. Card name?
As you were, 2.
As you were, sir.
You can pass?
Sort of an interesting choice. No, I'm not passing. It's the last thing I'm doing. Yeah, that's the right play. 1, 2, 2.
Take a 5.
With the sword. You got it. Arsenal pass.
All right, well, let's hear some of the interesting stuff you can do with this. All right, so we're going to Captain's Call for +2 Tunic Solar Tide. So we're going to come in for 6. Hits, it goes to Soul.
Six. No go again.
Not currently, it is buffed though, so I could Soul it.
Yeah.
I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. Working on a building for my load. For my load.
Interesting. How do I want to finish this game?
What an annoying thing for somebody to say.
How do I want to defeat you? Take a turn.
Take another.
Take another.
You play any faster?
I could.
Just wasting so much time.
We've already played like 2 weeks worth of streams. It's not even 3 o'clock yet. It's awesome. Seems pretty good. So, 3. Don't like it. 3, 4, You can give it go again, swing for 3. It's fine.
Can't swing for 3. Not charged.
Ooh, it's a bummer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
If these were considered charging, it'd be really good.
We'll block for 3.
Okay. I will give it go again. I'll go to soul. And then snatch for 4.
There she is. You haven't charged this turn.
I'm not. Block with attacks all the live long day.
I shan't forget it. It's just an arsenal card. It's 4 damage at the trait.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're definitely putting the gloves in. And then... Feels weird.
Just don't block it.
Can't be right. Can't be right. Oh, man. Yeah, okay. Block 4.
You got it.
Let's create a enchant.
Creative.
And then play a Rimblade Incantation. Over to you. Let's get that pressure cooker rolling. You know what I mean? Woo!
So weird. So weird. Why are you so weird?
It's a good hand, man. Just start seeing the cards.
All right.
You just didn't have the context of why I was wooing.
Via the Vanguard. Pitch. And we're going to charge 1. Coming at you for 4.
No block.
Let's give it go again. Coming at you for 4 with go again. Take flight yellow.
And the sword for 4.
That's right.
No cards in hand.
Nope. Get 1 card out of you. My phone keeps going to that light. You know, they don't turn low battery off when you plug it in. It's the stupidest thing. It's like, do you think I need to be on low battery mode if it's plugged in?
Answer is no. Okay. You got me. I'll block for 2, take 2.
Okay. Ridden for 4.
Yeah. Block for 3, take 1.
You got it.
It's not what we wanted. Greater enchant.
Incantation doing work there.
Mm-hmm. Let's go Blue Moblin. Let's go Rune Flash for 1. 2 pop. 1 gets created. 2 resources loading.
6 coming at me.
Yeah, but it hits, create another enchant.
Well. So what do I have? He done a non-attack to you. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total. Okay. Well, we're going to end up taking everything. I think the math is right here. 8, 10, 11. So if I go down to 1, I'm still 1 to 3. So 11, 10, 9, 8 is still wrong. That's annoying. Okay, so we've got 2 Ruin Chants coming at me. And then we need to block the Ruin Flash, and then we need to take 4. So we take 6 on the turn. And then what do we do? Let me tell you. We get... I need to kill that Tunic. I've been forgetting to charge it. We get... You got no cards in hand?
None.
Okay. We get interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, now then we get in the scrum. Then Bolton has almost no chance. So we're gonna take 2.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna block 4 here.
Okay.
And then onward and upward.
Swing the sword. 1, 2, 2.
That's gonna be the 5 there. Take 5, turn the hat on. Yeah. Take 5, turn the hat on.
Alright, over to you.
And don't allow Ruin Chance to fire. Let's pitch here, actually. Charge. Take flight 2 with charge, coming at you.
No card in hand?
No cards in hand, there's 0 cards. Activate Tunic.
2.
I think you're right, Damon. I don't think I Tunic last turn, which actually gonna be pretty relevant. We'll see if it'll matter. But testing, Zach and I don't care. I'll probably just take it up. It just depends on if his next turn can lethal.
All right, let's block 2.
Mm-hmm. And then 3 coming in.
Block 3.
You got it.
I hate using the tides like that.
And Red Mortartide. Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Block, block, block.
All right, we're gonna go E-Strike for 7. 1 rune chant.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So gotta block the 1 rune chant, which is just a complete waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got to lose 2 cards as well. And then we're in the problem. 6, 7. Okay, so pitch, block the damage there, the rune chant damage. And then we'll go 7 there.
You got it.
Plan for Tunic here. 0 cost, coming at you for 3. No charge. You got 3 cards in hand. Surely you can't do anything with that, right?
Don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley.
It's actually quite a hand.
Dominique saying, wow, that E-Strike variant's sick. Where can I get one? From your local printer.
That's right. Block 3.
You got it.
Rune chant gets created. I'm just gonna get rid of this because whatever.
It's in the way. It's in the way.
Let's go.
It's in my brain.
E-Strike for 7. 1 rune chant pops.
I love that play.
We back.
Okay. Pitch beacon for the rune, and then block 6, 7 on the Tunic.
Yeah. First price.
And then snatch for 4.
All right. Hold on, I might let you hit.
Oh, right. Not bad. Not a bad card.
Yeah. Block 3 and take 1.
Yeah. So Arsenal there, and we're back.
Then Rattlebones.
Rattlebones. That's like Sonata to me.
Sonata, that's what I meant. Hits for 1 arcane.
All right, pitch, block 1.
He didn't have any cards in hand. So they were asking earlier if you should threaten Raiden for 0.
Tunic was live, maybe.
Alright. Then let's go Rattlebones. Create a rune chant. Get a Swarming Gloomveil. We will play the Gloomveil. One pops, one gets created. It's coming at you for 4 with go again.
4 with go again, okay. That'll be it. We'll have to block with 6.
Now
Swad.
play an incantation to create a rune chant. Then I will.
You did
swing
it.
a sword.
Alright, let's do it one more time.
Boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
You were in a really good position.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Let's try one with snappers and hood. I need to test the sharp eye too.
Yield helm.
It's I don't know, it's like right on the bubble. I think there's a deck that would really, if you designed your deck, maybe like a sharp eye nature's path situation. Okay, and then what's the null run is in here somewhere? The hood?
You can just use the boots if you want.
Yeah, just put your boots on your head. It's a classic fab.
His boots are on his
Here
head.
it is. His boots are on his head.
You must be an American.
All right, I'll go first again.
It's also just for testing purposes if you're out there listening and care.
If you're out there.
Just get a lot of reps in a row too, lets you start seeing the patterns. Like the common things that, you can always be like, oh, if I just had the right card there, it would have been fine. Mm-hmm. And you can just see if that ever actually happens. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
You had some good turns there.
Yeah, there was some, the thing is, on a standard Bolton build like I'd been playing previously, there was a lot of turns there where I was really playing at lower card counts was going to be a lot more difficult for me, because like even just swinging Solar Tide for 5 off of 2 cards is way better than what a lot of Bolton 2-card hands are otherwise. It's like Bolt of Courage for 3 is kind of your best with the charge, and you've got enough 3 non-attacks. It's like at least get 2 cards out of hand or get 2 damage and hit effects is reasonable. So it kind of makes you think, should I lean defensive on the 0 for 4s? But I honestly don't think the 0 for 4s are going to make a big difference here.
Yeah. Dominic saying, love this content. I feel like I'm getting reps in myself.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Love it.
If you're watching this back later, I would like to know, and or live, compared to what we normally do, how have you been enjoying our jam session? We're getting way more games in.
Bolt of Courage coming at you. I'm going to charge the Tunic with it.
For 1. Un. Block 3.
You did it. Arsenal here. Over to you.
Let's go Mortar time. Let's pitch to create 2. And then we'll play an incantation, create 2 more, load 3.
Oh, sweet glorious day.
Over to you. Did not swing. A sweet glorious day. It's hilarious.
Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. This is actually the flex of Captain's Call that was necessary. Yeah, I think this is when it actually matters. Huh.
Kai saying, just because I'm recently learning the game myself, I really enjoy the fast-paced but in-depth games. James, 3 tides in the deck. That's funny. How many tides are in that deck?
Okay. This is why it's here. I'm going to choose Go again.
Mm-hmm. Captain Call yellow.
Bolt of Courage, charging another Captain's Call here. 2 coming at you. If it hits, I'll draw a card. Charge effect is online. Watch out.
Block for 3.
You did it. Lumina.
Oh, yeah.
Raiden for 4.
Ye old Lumine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like this momentum. I haven't even taken any damage yet. What am I supposed to do with this?
That's right. Strategically not turning the cap on.
Yeah. Let's block for 6.
Okay. We'll go again. Yeah. As you might expect, we'll swing it again for 4.
Yeah. Let's block here and here.
Okay. We'll give it go again. We'll swing Illuminate for 4.
The beats keep coming. I'll take 4.
Okay. There's Soul.
Start of my turn. I'll create a rune chant, and then I'll arch that face.
This is where really the deck wants to be here. It's a matter of whether or not it can be. So good example here, actually. Oh, so close. See, okay, here's an example of this hand, right? So in this moment, I've got Snap, so it'll solve it, but it makes me want Steel Hand on a universal pump, because this would give me Solar Tide into Snatch, which here is good. Beacon, I need 2 soul to do that. 1 to bump and then 1 to go again. So that's where it's like you start to look at this slot and you're like, this doesn't work with a lot of the deck's lines here.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this is why like Captain's Call and stuff is in the deck, is that kind of a thing. So,
Gray, I think we played 4 or 5 games so far.
And I don't. Here is a good question. I don't think I need Beacon here actually, as much as we would love it. We're gonna hope that Snatch hits basically. So let's go Solar Tide for 4. 1 floating.
No block.
Okay, we will snaps that. That goes to Soul. And then we will Snatch.
For 4,
Yeah.
I'll take 4.
Okay.
As they say, no damage is free.
That's right.
There will be consequences for your actions.
All right, throw that in the arsenal. And moving on.
Start my turn, make a chant. All right. 3, 6.
Okay. I see that.
Pop skeleton.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. We're gonna play Sonata.
I do have a feeling you're gonna miss.
I'm gonna pay 4. And it's -6. So you look at the top 8 cards.
Yeah. All non-attacks.
Could be.
Or like a 2-6 split.
That would be good. Looking good so far.
Okay, not terrible.
Hit
5-3.
for 3.
That's fine.
So 3 arcane damage coming at you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take that. Let's see how bad it gets.
Can't possibly be bad.
Well, we got your. These aren't your go agains, are they?
Those are, yeah.
What do they do? How do they get going?
If I've created an aura, they get go again.
That's how they get go again.
If I've created 2 auras, they get
If you
+1.
do the thing you do every turn, they get go again.
Yeah. And that's good and not Visceray, of course. It's a little harder than the other ones.
Huh.
Although chain can just create a chain. You know what I mean? It's not hard at all, actually. It's so good. It's just silly good. All right, you took the arcane, eh?
Yeah, sure. I take it all. I've just got to weather that. I got to take all of this. So good luck.
Yeah.
You got it.
It's going to be a turn. It's going to be a heck of a turn. A heck of a turn. Do that and ditch that to get that. Play that. Yeah, that seems good. Okay. I'm going to become the Arknight. Create a enchant. I'm going to ditch one of these Bloom Veils to the discard pile. So I go get a non-attack. Murder Tide. Got the Tide. Played it. Create the Rune Chant. We're not done yet. Yeah, this is all accurate. Then, for my next trick, I've done arcane damage, so I'm going to play Rattlebones as an instant.
I'm going to get 2 actions.
Now I have 2 actions floating. Yeah,
Interesting.
I'll put these
Interesting.
here.
Okay.
Just, you remember that. It cost
Yeah.
me 2.
Yeah. But now you can't do anything.
Right. Nothing at all. Rattlebones, by the way. Ah!
The old deck.
Here's my deck.
DQ.
So, trigger Rattlebones, and we're going to put Dread Triptych in my Banish Zone.
Yeah.
My Skeleton is still floating for my attack reduction.
What does that mean?
I played Sonata, but it's my next attack and non-attack get minus
right.
X.
Okay.
So then I'm going to play, using one of these actions, Dread Triptych.
For free.
For free. 10 Rune Chance pop. I have Mordred Tide in play, so Viscera creates 2. I played a non-attack, will create 2. I've done Arcane damage, will create 2.
Hang on.
And if it hits,
Yeah, we can't.
I'll
it
create
won't.
2 more.
It can't. The hitting is the part that can't happen.
Yes.
So let's. I mean, as much as, and you got one more thing left, and it's the Swarming Gloomveil, and then it's a sword.
Yeah. So
And
you're going to
we
have
got
4, 6, 2 get created, and 6 more.
So 10 more, and then, yeah.
Yeah, and 6 after that. So you have 16 coming after this.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my good turns. Like the whole thing.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
16, yeah.
to be fair, I spent 2 turns not attacking to get the Rune Chance, and then this is my turn.
True. So this looks like a let's block the party turn. Block 4 there.
Okay. Then we'll play Gloomveil. 6 pop, 2 get created, and it's coming in at 4. So 6 arcane.
And there's no hit effect on that guy.
Technically, the hit effect is
unblockable
unblocked.
garbage. Yeah. Okay, I'll block 6 Rune Chants just to get those cards back in the deck in case we go to fatigue, and then
4 damage.
yeah,
Then we'll swing the sword for effectively 6.
6. Yeah, got it.
And then it's over to you.
There's only a 23. It's not terrible.
I've had better.
I've had worse.
Take a 10.
You know, that's like my best V turn possible, kind of. But Engulfing Light, charging. If it hits, it'll go to Soul.
I'm gonna think about this.
What's it matter? You know, what's it matter?
That is the question.
Just put the equipment on it, call it a day. The end. No whammies.
16 in the middle, maybe.
Yep.
Same difference either way.
No money, no family.
Yeah, I'll take 3.
All right. Watch out now. We got a fully loaded soul. We're like a battery.
Damon, Steven did not win last game, but he got close. I could taste it. Rune Chant gets good. Give me a 1. There was a turn where I was really nervous. I thought you were going to kill me.
It was kind of close.
I think it was close.
Life totals, as we have said, don't really tell the story, do they?
Murdered? Yellow Mavrian? Rune Flash? 3 pop, 2 get created. If this hits, I'll create 3 more Rune Chants.
Yeah. So take 3. And it's got go again, Mavrian, yeah.
That one's got built in as well, but
3, 4.
okay. 3 cards in hand?
Yeah.
First and pass.
All right. Arsenal pass, huh?
Be a good name for a podcast.
The old Arsenal Pass.
It just doesn't get old.
I know. It's just so fun. Take flight charge.
Mm-hmm. No block.
Okay.
It's a no block for me, dog.
Raiden for 3.
No block again.
Yeah, Arsenal.
I'll give you that one.
I got it.
After that crazy turn, it's still...
Earned that one.
A 3-point game? No. I can't tell.
The issue is that
6.
I'm also the first player in this one, so you've overcome the
would-be deficit.
Yeah, the deficit there.
Yellow Maruvian. Blue Spell Blade. 2
Aubrey Skies is bonkers, man.
2 rune chance.
I don't understand it.
Pop, 3 get created.
All right, 2 pop, of course. What would we be if not taking those? And then 2.
If it hits, create 2 more.
Yeah, so it's like you have to block it, but you can't, right? Is that kind of how that works? This is where the lack of armor is like so bad because you can't find your breathing room here.
Gregory Scott, what a big skill you have.
Yeah.
I've always said you were soulful.
Yeah. And currently don't really have any grand tools to use it. Which, you can put cataclysms in. Sometimes they're fine. Sometimes they're
fine
garbage.
Here. Yeah.
You got any actions and stuff? Yeah, you got to go again and stuff, etc.
The old Maruvian.
It doesn't even matter. I mean, I'll do it because it's the only thing to do. 7. So I have 9 coming in after this if it hits.
At a minimum.
Yeah. Huh. You got another card there, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's block it for 2.
All right. Red meet and greet. 3 pop. 1 gets created. It's coming in for 4.
Mm-hmm. 3. Taken. Meet and greet has go again. Doesn't it? It has a 1 run chant there, hit effect there.
Yep.
Four.
Arsenal Pass.
Yeah. Once you lose 2, the game is over, by the way. I don't even need to do it there, but it's kind of like, let's just get on with it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Eliminate for 4. If you can believe it.
Take 4.
You got it.
At this point, you got enough soul. It goes in soul, right?
Yeah, we can put it there later if you want.
Sweet Lord Almighty.
And keep it out to the side, even.
Sure. Let's play a Rattlebones, 1 floating. Let's play a Gloomveil. 1 arcane pops, 1 gets created. Coming in for 3 would go again.
It's good. I'm good with
this game.
Yeah, that was a loss for sure. Okay, so this is not fast enough to race
Right.
the actual aggro decks.
I think it's like...
So next step is having to go with the efficient defense plan. Maybe. So I'm going to swap some cards, and I've got another deck list to try.
Okay.
And it's worth... I think before even seeing it into Bravo or anybody else...
You got to be able to overcome, or at least fight
You got to be
this.
able to fight this, yeah. Let's see what that means.
It's a good question. I'm trying to think about what I would even do.
I think you probably just have to saber it. But I'm not going to, right? I'd rather play Azalea than that.
A man of principle.
Yeah, it's just like, if I'm going to play cheese, I'd rather just...
Really play it?
Yeah. Not that it's cheesy, but I just don't like combo decks. And that's a me problem. Okay. Yeah, so this is an idea. Here's an idea.
That's right, Damon. It is a perfect time for a word from our sponsor. Now Team Water Bottles.
100% HDPE, food grade USA.
It's got the water the humans need. If you're sitting there, you've been watching us spin it. So engaged with the content because we're just fascinating people to watch for some reason.
Yeah, just the best.
Don't forget to drink water.
I don't know, man. I'm having my doubts.
If you're Steven, go get a bottle of whiskey.
Okay. So I've got let's do this one.
Ray heard his nickname.
Bottle of whiskey. Somebody ring.
Someone say whiskey?
See, and the weird thing is in this meta, right? So ideally, the thing is about the blue and yellow pitches and stuff. If any of the blue cards I played throughout these games were yellow cards, I don't think it would make a difference.
Sure.
But I think you do need the blues for Ice Lexi and whatnot, and I don't think you can afford the deck space to swap in yellows and blues with the same card if you want to also sideboard against things that matter. So this is the question. Okay, so we go Fate, Sync.
Millsy saying, oh no, that's the wrong name, but I'll read it anyway. The bottle of whiskey sounds good to me after taking Dash to my ProQuest, LOL. Zen Trickster, it always felt in those games like Steven was about 1.5 turns behind.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Divis right now is so tricky for mid-range or other aggro, it seems. Yeah, and I think that's, if you're behind, then you either try to find a way to speed up or you try to find a way to slow them down, which is really the trick. So like a lot of times in the past, I don't know if it works here, but this is where you'd see people slide in 6, so the 0 for 4 D reacts in.
Yeah, that's what we're going to try next.
Yeah, because like if you have those moments where I'm coming in at 4 with the Mavrine trigger, the stopping it with 1 card instead of having to do armor in 2 is like huge, especially for someone like Bolton who can take those turns where you can block with 2 or 3 cards and still do something. Like the 0 for 4 that goes into soul if it hits, or the 0 for charge, put a card in charge if it hits, draw a card, get an arsenal. It's like you still, I'm not wanting to block that stuff with cards in hand. And if I know you're not threatening anything else, a lot of times I'll let that leak. But I don't know if it's enough to actually slow it down or not, but that's the question. So when you're running into whatever the aggro deck is, that's kind of the North Star for me, typically. Back in like the chain meta, it was chain. If you can't race chain, you got to find a way to slow him down and or go faster than him, which is crazy. And then in the Briar meta, it was the same thing. If you can't go faster than Briar, you either have to make your deck faster or you have to slow her down. And sometimes decks don't have those tools. We're going to be, oh, you know what? We're supposed to ask. This is for everyone here.
Yeah, now we get to the real fans get to ask the questions, yeah?
So if you're watching back later, you can also leave a comment, but I'm going to honor the people that are live very strongly here. We're going to be having our friend of the show, James White, creator, designer extraordinaire, Flesh and Blood, TCG, on the podcast in the not-so-distant future. And we would like to know if you have any questions you would like to have us ask him and or discuss with him, any topics. You can hit us up in the chat now, leave a comment, and or post in our Discord channel, in the Flesh and Blood channel. And we'll be kind of gathering questions from people that we think are interesting and relevant. What I was going to say, what was I talking about just before that?
You got to find a way to beat an aggro deck or go faster. Briar doesn't have the tools. There's a lot of things floating around that I picked up.
Yeah, I had a very specific thing that I was going to mention that is something I want to talk to James about, is why the James thing came back into my head.
It's gone forever now.
Oh, as an example, one of the things I'm interested in asking him is, in his ideal universe of balance in the game, in the meta, how many heroes need to be playable, right? Because I remember back in the chain meta, it's like it leads your decks in certain ways, but also sometimes certain heroes or decks just don't have the tools or to deal with whatever the problem is, right? And so it's going to be a natural... the idea to me that all heroes are always going to be tier 1 viable is probably... If that ever happens, we should bring out the champagne, because that's and it might, in the long term of Fab, mark these words, 20 years from now, 10 years from now,
Mark me.
There might be enough cards in the game that every hero has a way to play into whatever the meta is eventually. And that, if we arrive at
It's
that,
effectively the goal, right?
if that utopia exists, but I want to talk to James about it. Like, what's the goal here? And what's going to happen in the meantime, right? What's the expectation for the next 5 years there?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
I get paid the giant dollars.
The giant.
There's just giant dollars.
The tens of dollars. Zentrickster, single dollar for me against Vis this weekend at my ProQuest. Though I was also on Prism, so that was a different dynamic altogether.
That's right.
Yeah, Prism be good. Wyatt, 4 blocks are so good against Rune Blades. Jim Van Fleet, did anyone slow Chain down? Legend Story Studios? Prism won the calling, where Chain was dominant. So that was strictly the answer, right? That was at least one of the answers. Moki, why was Starvo printed? Because he's awesome.
He's not too good at all.
I don't think he's too good.
He's totally fine.
Yeah. Play him into Prism. Play him into Hayden Dale's Prism, and you come back to me when you figure that one out.
Play him into Hayden Dale.
Yeah. Eric wants to know about PvE. We're going to be talking about that.
Are you collecting these somewhere? We can't really
no.
go back and get these.
Yeah, we can. Just have someone go listen to it and type them out.
Oh, Lord.
I'll take screenshots. I'll do all the work here. Ryan, that's a good question. Saying, is Merchant going to strictly be a PvE? Oh, no. My chat's moving. Whew. Interactions with artists from Derek. That's cool. That's a good one, Z-Masters. Why do you think Runeblade's so dominant?
I think the fundamental mechanic of all non-attacks being extra value gives them a million options. That's my answer.
Sam wants to know if the next set will have the paper wrapping, which is good. I hope so. I love those packs. Terrence says, how do you keep 3 viable heroes, or do you need the lizard Spock to make it competitive? I think a scissors paper rock meta is not ideal, Terrence. If it basically comes down to play one of these 3 options, and if you get paired against the weakness, you're just done. It's cool to have a bad match. I think that's fine, like a not favored.
I think the floor should probably be 30% at the bottom and 70% at the top.
And I think if it's more like there's 6 options, and like they all have strengths and weaknesses in that pie, would be better.
Okay, I'm coming in.
But that's a good question, Terrence. Will we ever see young heroes reach their adult stage? We better. Terrence, there is, he's asking, it's a good question. Are there plans for a more casual format to let people who are not aiming to be top of the leaderboards? So we know that they have PvE, which is cooperative, coming. And also in a recent interview, I was talking about multiplayer formats and whatever the free-for-all, what's that called?
Pit fight.
Pit fight? Ultimate pit fight? So yeah, I think so.
No, we want beacon.
So many good questions. You guys are awesome.
All right, you got a tick fight coming at you for 2.
All right. Now, hey, if you have another question, go to our Discord channel. Or if you're watching it back later, you can leave a comment. We'll actually find that. But I'm not going to be able to take pictures while we're jamming. I'm going to block for 2.
I figured. Arsenal and pass it over.
Let's just see what I'm
Choose your favorite
blocking
block,
with. You know, I do like to start turns. No. We're going to block with Amplify the Arcanite.
You got it.
No, we're not. No, we're going to block with Birthday Cake.
Birthday cake.
You ever just draw the card you need right when you need it?
It's only rarely.
That's how I feel about Runeblade. Here's the Mordred Tide. Into a red Mavrian Skies. Create 2 rune chains.
Ah, that's gross.
Amplify the Arcanite. 2 get created. Has go again. Coming in for 6.
You got no money.
I do have money.
Oh, there it
Yeah,
is.
that cost me 1.
Okay.
Magvac, I will grab that one. It says, rumor has it there's a Netflix animated series. I'd love that. Gruder, that question, I'll tag you as the asker, but that's one of my top questions.
You gonna swing that sword?
Someone was asking why no Raiden there.
Oh, on the opening turn? I mean, sure.
I mean,
You can ditch a card if you want.
What'd you do with this?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
So you can raid on the first turn, right? So you probably should, and if they don't take the opportunity to dump multiple cards on the first swing, maybe they don't want to mulligan what's left in their hand.
But also, like, if I see you have raid in there, then, like, dumping multiple cards, it can get into a really bad situation. I do that to Lexi and Prism sometimes.
Yeah, so it could be that you're holding a card you don't necessarily want, that you're waiting to dump to raid into. So, like, it's weird game theory stuff. I'm not sure which one is the right answer. Okay, so we block... Yeah, okay, well, let's be cool here. Pitch Bolt of Courage to block those guys. Block 6 there.
Sure. 2/2/2.
Got me. I'll take 6.
Fire and forget.
Fire.
Sometimes I feel like you're not ready for my commentary, and I don't know why.
Okay, how much did I take? 6? Yeah. No arsenal, though. Look at that. Illuminate for 4, coming at you. And I'll even activate my tunic while I'm here.
A little bonus.
You got Rattlebones?
No. Asking for
Just
a
seeing
friend.
if I discarded 4 cards legally
for
or...
a friend. Oh, man. We don't want that. You have not charged.
I'm not charging
That's-
that. It's
that's
just
the-
4 coming at you. Just the old-fashioned 4.
Don't like it.
I mean, I think it's a great card. If you just look at it as a card outside of any kind of hero, 0/4 hit effect with a 3 block is sick.
Yeah,
Always.
it's
Always,
sweet,
right?
dude. It's creating some problems for me here.
Yeah. Good luck with that equipment, bro.
No.
Come on, get that equipment in here.
This is not an equipment
Get
moment.
that equipment in here. Come on, man.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean.
Come on.
Block 5.
Trade 1 for 2 every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming into my tunic turn. What's up?
E-strike for 5. I'll choose draw a card.
You had 2 cards in hand there?
Yeah.
I've got to make some choices here.
You gotta know when to hold them.
Ba-dum boom. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run.
My grandpa loved that song.
Yeah, you gotta love that song, right?
Slap on the knee.
At the table. Plenty of time for counting when the deal's done. Oh, Zach, what a weird hand. It's just stupid.
Just 5 damage, man.
You know, like my hand is the weird hand. You got 1 card.
Yeah. No, go again, then.
You gave it go again. 5.
No, I gave it draw a card.
Oh,
That's how I...
what a waste of time.
That's what I'm saying. It's just 5 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna fate for seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
This card isn't gonna matter, so I'll leave it there to prove my point.
Arsenal pass. You take 1.
Yeah. Actually, this card might matter. We've got a new... Well, now we have a better plan. Oh, come on. This is weird, though. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. I'm getting greedy, man. I'm getting greedy. Watch yourself. He's getting greedy. My
Something
turn.
gotta change.
Nimblism.
Mm-hmm.
Bolt of Courage. Charge here.
Okay, for 4?
That's right.
That's a nice...
This is weird, though. This is weird. You don't want to charge that beacon at all. There's all sorts of different things at play here. A lot of ins, a lot of outs.
What have you?
A lot of strands in old Duder's head. That defense reaction was weird there.
What for?
You got it. You earned it.
Yeah. Got my armor, dude. Play your favorite. Gorgonian Tome.
I need to start playing that card.
I don't think it'd be wrong. Into
Right?
Runeblade?
Right.
Yeah. Because, like, you can also charge it. So
Am I wrong?
you actually probably should play it. Because
Right.
most people... The problem with it in, like, a lot of matches is if you play it first and they have it, it's crazy advantage for them. But you don't... Most people get stuck on it. You can't pitch it. You can't block with it, right?
Yeah.
So you actually have something to do with it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Flip it over on the Lumina turn and hate my life. It's basically what I
Well,
had
you
to
know,
do
you
with
gotta, you win some, you lose some. It's just the nature of the game, my dude.
Yeah, we got some weird ideas happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Who put these cards in here?
Let's go E-Strike. I put this under.
When did you get all these E-strikes suddenly?
This just appeared. Suddenly. Yeah, put this card on. 5 damage, go again.
Go again? Nobody cares about that, man. Nobody's gonna play that. No blocks. Reactions pass.
You got it.
Priority, back to you.
Runeblood Incantation.
Weak.
Get a Rune Chant. Swing a sword. Rune Chant pops. 2/2. All aboard the Rune Blade.
1/2/2, is that right?
Yeah, 1/2/2.
Sure.
Then Arsenal pass.
That 1/2/2 is gonna be a take a 5.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go a little V here. Take note. Take note.
Mark me.
Mark me. So you can do 1 charge, soul, 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 soul. That's just. I'm gonna tend. I'm tending.
Terrence Soulforge is tomorrow.
Tending.
God willing.
Yeah. And then Lord of the Rings, there's
God
God
willing
willing too.
Yeah, those have been such a challenge to get out the door somehow.
Charging 2 light cards, 5 damage coming at you.
Oh yeah, take 5.
Take 5.
No block. Take 5. Suddenly 10 damage.
6 coming at you.
That's the one you want to block.
Does that take 5?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we're gonna arsenal this other card.
Definitely the wrong human to be asking.
And where's your brother when you need him?
Never there.
He's like that cake song. Now come on. Dear West, take a 10, take another. Is it ironic you draw 2 snatches after that turn? Yes. It sure is. It sure is, boy.
See the mountains over there, boy?
Boy, howdy. You can throw a football over the mountains.
It's a weird turn.
Yes. Great. We love to see it. Let's just pass it over, man. Pass that 5-er. Let's go. Play 3 Runeblood Incantations. Daily casts.
Let's start here. Let's see what you do. I'm gonna pitch a blue. 2 floating. Meet and greet. 1 pops. 4 damage. If the 1 doesn't hit, it does not have go again.
And do you have some stupid way of giving it go again? Like the creepers or something?
The creepers, I could pay 1 and play a non-attack action as an instant.
Mm-hmm. That has go again and regain your action point.
That's it. Yeah, that is. That is a thing I could do.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, you hate to
Must
see
be
it.
cool to have all those tools over there.
I mean, it's just crazy, right?
Wow.
Just all these things.
Wow.
You sure it looks cool?
It swings for 0.
I do love reading.
Okay, so block this and make you do anything that matters. Creepers don't have to hit or anything.
I just have to have attacked or blocked with an
Well,
attack.
that's, Rune Blades have it hard. I guess I block this. I mean, I gotta force you to do something with it, right?
This definitely.
Right, but like 1 card for 1 damage is the stupidest thing.
Yeah, it really is a bummer. I know you hate that value exchange.
All right, pitch the snatch to block that thing. And then 4. See, I think you're gonna get sneaky and weird. I think you're not counting on what I'm about to do here. You're not counting on it. You never expect me to do this. What are you about to do? You got 3 cards after this. You're not going to let me take 4 and pass. You're not going to let that happen. There's no way. You can't pummel it. There's nothing going on here. You're using the creepers. It's happening. I'm taking 4.
Yeah, I could have been shame. I'm gonna think about my life.
That's an instant over there?
Mm-hmm. It's magic, you see. If I go there. There. Yeah. Alright, let's use the creepers.
Oh, and they don't go away.
Not if I do arcane damage.
Right on. Okay.
Okay.
So funny.
Well, it's fair because it's not a fair.
Play Rattlebones.
Okay, yeah. You're going to pay 2 for that?
Pay 2.
I'm not used to Rattlebones having to have a cost, so
Yeah, crazy rune chant.
it's the first time I've seen that, really.
We're gonna get Amplify the Arena.
You going to put that in your arsenal?
And then I'm gonna play Rebel Runeblood.
Oh, see, that's the synergy that we were looking
Create
for.
5.
Yeah, and you play that for free.
And play the Arcanite. 7 pop. 1 will get created, but it'll blow up because we're in Rebel and Runeblood.
Yeah. So 13 kind of in the pocket there. Kind of an 18, 19 damage out of nowhere. Huh?
But now for the rest of the game, if I don't do an arcane damage on my turn, my boots blow up.
I mean, it does sound fair when you put it like that. It really does.
I feel like when the boots blow up, they should almost hurt me.
Oh, you mean like Levia?
It's like my shoes hurt.
Maybe like your entire turn that you're not doing. If you don't do ruin chant damage on your turn, you take 18 and die. That there are heroes printed like that.
Yeah.
That are also that kind of a vibe.
Need to go get some food. Somewhere to put all this salt.
Yeah, get some potatoes already. You just don't find them anywhere, do you? I mean, it's these defense reactions are doing almost nothing.
I've also had no Mavrian Sky turns. Which is the...
I'm sitting here on D-Reacts just like looking at myself.
Yeah.
This hitting doesn't matter, right? Just damage?
It's just damage, yeah.
Okay. Oof. You gotta have 8 cards in Bolton to start doing anything. So... I guess I'm gonna take... weak. turn.
Dante Del Frisco.
Is Del Frisco in the chat?
Oh yeah,
now?
he's always hanging out, dude.
You gotta watch Frisco, man. He's got a lot to say.
He said, "LOL, Steven's killing me right now."
All right, hold on. I gotta find a way to make something happen here. Something's starting to happen. Something's starting to happen.
Brett says the defense reactions meant to slow down Ray have only slowed down Bolton.
I gotta tell you right off the bat, I don't think this is the answer.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think it's right. It's not solving the 7 rune chant problem here.
Yeah, that's a different problem.
Let's just take 7 and see where we are at the end of that.
Okay, 6 coming at you.
Okay, so at 12 and you're at 24. It's double my score there.
I thought we already said I was playing Rune Blade. Got it.
I'm gonna do this way. In a different kind of,
I got you. We're testing.
Yeah.
I don't need proper form here.
I'll leave that up there.
All right.
I gotta do something with these cards. How about a snatch for 4? We're at a welcome to Wraith, baby. 5 sets, 6 sets in. We're still doing it. Well, we're losing.
But we still doing it?
As we doing it. So maybe it's not the right thing to do, but it is a thing to do. Dante Del Frisco. You ever had a Frisco steak? Del Frisco? Frisco is like a steak type, I think.
Well, we went to Del Frisco's.
Maybe that's it. That's the
where
restaurant.
That's where the name came from.
Isn't there a Frisco steak Del Frisco or something?
He sweet talked whoever you talk to on the phone. That person at a restaurant. There's a name for it.
Server, seater.
Got us a seat when everything was packed and you couldn't actually get seats. Didn't just get a seat. Dante Del Frisco got us a private room.
Oh my gosh.
Somehow.
He's charming.
He's very charming.
Put all his stats and charisma.
Most charming Canadian I've ever met.
Which is saying a lot.
I'm here to tell you.
Would you take this 4 already? Let me draw.
No.
Just snap it.
I'm just going to block 6.
Okay. Arsenal here. I gotta have 12 so that I can conceivably have a Lumina or a V-turn here.
Rune Chant gets created from Incantation. Play Gloomveil. 1 pops. Has to go again. 3 damage.
You've created a rune chant this turn? Oh, synergy. And it's +1 if you've created 3 or more, so that's not gonna happen, is it? It has to go again.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna swing the sword? Or Arsenal?
It's definitely an Arsenal. The sword's just swing for 2.
Oh, right. So yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do? Take that? Funnily enough, I kinda do have to do that.
Take 4.
What? Why is this the thing? No, I'm gonna sink below and then take the 1.
You got it.
So do the boots blow up if that 1 isn't taken?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter though. Does it? Doesn't matter.
That's how it would work.
Wait, well, check this out. How about Nimblism Engulfing Light here in the pocket? Let's get more soul. 6 coming at you. I will be giving it go again and swinging Raiden for 3. It's a big 9 damage turn.
Yeah, I'll take 6.
Okay. I'll just toss this one, doesn't matter. And then Raiden for, how about that? Raiden for 3.
I'll take 3. Brad says, petition to change the name of Rune Blood Incantation to Daily Chants.
I do like that. Yeah,
it's a Netrunner inside joke. Create a Rune Chant. Let's party. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're going to play Sonata Arcanix. I'm going to pay 6. Look at that, double whisper turn. So I'm going to get a look at 6 total cards and we'll see what happens.
Miss.
2 arcane damage in a single instance.
Oh, 2 in a single instance. All right, we'll still pitch the blue. Let's take 1 of those.
Got it.
C.
So
I'm at least a better shuffler.
That's right. I was going to say, winning a lot of games today, but I'm not winning the shuffling race.
No, and that's really what mattered.
All right. Let's put these here. These go in hand. Okay. 2 and a 6. 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 Let's go meet and greet. I drew 3 whispers, by the way.
See, now I want the 4, but I don't have it.
Yeah, it's got to go again too.
Block that thing, and then on the other thing.
But I don't have it.
So let's see. We do this. I think I have to hope you can't kill me here. When you got 2 money, and so you got a lot of ways to potentially do that. I'll take 4 there. We gotta try to do something, right?
Let's go Spellblade Assault. 1 pops, 4 damage coming at you, and then it creates 3 enchantments.
And there's no go again there?
No.
All right, so we need to get some work done here, don't we?
It's your moment.
If you had 1 shot,
You gonna pay this off, I assume?
would you let it slip? Yeah. All right, I'll go down to 2 there. Palms are sweaty, knees weak.
I drew 3 whispers and a sonata.
Maybe I think I'd rather have the health than the block here. We'll just leave it. Tunic. Watch out. Here we go. We're taking flight. We're charging.
No block.
It's like so easy. It's just like, yeah, well, I'm not gonna block it. Lumina. Swing it for 4.
You're at 2 health, eh?
2 health. 2 health. 2 health. Could be at 3 or 4 if these hit.
No block. Take 4.
All right. Good to go again. Here comes the D-react, by the way. Nailed it. Swing 4 again.
8. Take 4.
Here we go again. Here we go. Oh,
Nailed it.
look at that heal. Look at that.
If you're not careful, you're gonna let me put my hat on.
All right, bolt courage for 2.
Oh, yeah, boy.
It's a drop.
Yeah. Block 2 here.
Okay.
Finally use the boots. I was looking for the chance.
With a fur.
Boots and
With the fur.
Gruder, Mom Spaghetti. 5 card hand. What could go wrong? Let me tell you. Yellow Maruvian. And play the Arc Knight. 3 pop, 1 gets created, 6 damage coming at you. Go again. If it hits, create 2 more enchants.
Luckily, I have the 0 for 4 D react. So, I'm in a good spot. It's really going to change the tempo of this game. So, it's like, it's immediately wrong.
Yeah, well, hey, now we know.
Some people are running them and they like them.
Next week, Steven plays Kano.
Only so much that one man can take. I mean, is there any conceivable direction that Bolton goes aside from Sabres from here? Any weird switch ups? Any strange ideas?
So
You test the helm.
that's,
Do you have to go?
I don't know how you routinely stop this from doing its thing.
This feels very much like it's doing Bolton's high, medium to big turns every turn.
So the balance, right, is that Warrior has, in general, not even before we get into heroes, you have more armor and more of your cards blocked for 3. But when this is moving this fast, that doesn't matter.
And the rune chants get around the block values.
That's right.
Yeah.
So at the moment, like, the thing about it is, I think Vis has some rough matches in the start of the show, and he's got like a coin flip into Prism. In my opinion, it's really heavy coin flip. So it's the kind of thing where I think I would be curious to see Prism and start a show for you, but like, those are the 3 popular decks, and he's not super hot into the other 2.
Really? That's
Like,
surprising.
He's fine.
He's got go again 1,000 ways from Sunday. How is he not doing well against Prism?
Well, we can show that next week.
No 6s or something? I mean, he's got 6s
He's got
too.
6s, yeah.
So how is Bolton better than him into Prism? Tell me that.
I don't know.
Because what's the math on that? I mean, why would Vis not be good and somehow Bolton be good?
Into Prism, I don't know the answer
Bolton's
to that.
less go again, and we both have a sword swing. it just means I'm not good at a prism. If you're not, I'm not. Right? I mean, this is a very similar model of deck. You end your lines with sword swings, you build rune chants or build soul, and then you use the rune chant damage to give things go again. And or they just have it naturally always somehow.
Yeah, it may be bad across the board.
It's not.
Yeah, but I do think you'd be better in the start of the show than Vis.
Yeah, because of 2 for 6 defense reactions, Shunt and Soul Shield.
Yep. And just your ability to, like, a lot of my hands if they discard 2 random cards, literally are just like horrible.
Yeah.
Like very horrible.
So the thing is, you're just able to keep 5-card hands, and because Bolton doesn't ever impact that matrix, your 5-card hands are better than my 5-card hands. I can't get you off of your 5-card hands. This is always going to win the race.
That's right.
And there's no amount of changing a value from 3 to 4 on a blocking card that's really going to change the fundamentals of that.
Yeah. Now, that said, as Dante notes here, he says, Steven, play Star of the Show into Vis. You'll make Zach cry on stream, I promise. So, like, that's part of the problem, which is he can get just face-checked by Star of the Show.
You have to do, what, 3 unmovables?
That's currently what is happening, but I don't think it's
Yellow
right.
and red?
It's too much. then the hands where he's bad, you're on like 2D.
You got
reactions.
potatoes,
like,
yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's not like unwinnable, but it's just not. It's. I think it's skews Start of the Show, and there's a lot of Start of the Show out. So.
Well, see, I also worry about that because actually, this and Bolton are in a very, very similar model. The more that you think about it, because if on the turns where Star of the Show has the ability and you don't have the D-React in Arsenal, your turn will be doing nothing. Because losing 2 cards out of a Bolton hand a lot of times is doing 2 or 3 damage. I think this even has better 2 to 3 card hands than Bolton does.
I mean, the problem though is like, as an example, Mauvrion very bad with a small hand, and there's lots of those around. And then like they also have a number of non-attacks. So like a lot of times you don't block, you go down, you don't even have attacks. So you just like do nothing, literally. Yeah. And there are some he can play squirrely out of 1 and 2 card hands depending on what cards he keeps.
Sure.
But like half the time it's just like, oh.
But I think Bolton's the same though. I mean, your 2-card Bolton hands are like...
How many attacks are in your deck though?
A bunch of them, but they do 1 to 3 damage.
Yeah.
So is Bravo worried about that? Like you take 13 and then do a 3 charge back and have no arsenal?
Well, I think the bigger piece would be like if you just play Snatch. It's like he's not going to block you. So he'll get the 4 damage, you'll get the card, now you're back into Arsenal. And then he'll have his off turns where he might dominate and do damage or he might not hit the ability at all.
I mean, you can run Snatch the same, can't you?
Yeah, but I don't have room for that.
Like you better make it if you're losing that matchup 100% of the time.
This is the problem, though. Right now, you're playing into the aggro version, which is great until you have to start actually accounting for the meta. So, like as an example, I think if we have 64 at the ProQuest, there's going to be 4 to 8 Viscerays, and if they get paired against Star of the Show early, and you're sitting at 3-0, like you're just not going to see them. There might be 1 or 2 left, and they will be good, and they might beat you. But like, anyways, that's a factor.
Yeah, I guess the concern would be Prism beats you, Vis beats you. I have to assume Briar beats you.
Why I was saying Bolton's advantage into Prism is that he builds Soul while clearing auras for cheap. Technically, Vis can do the same thing. He can punch with a sword, but it's not free. She gives you time.
Well, I think the fundamental problem, though, is that building Soul is not inherently awesome.
Yeah.
Like, it unlocks what? Cataclysm for 7 go again, which is good into Prism. And you're going to be blocking with those sometimes, too. So that's a good card in there. You try to have a big V turn. So you use a couple of Soul doing that. And then aside from that, like where...
I guess your other Prism problem is once they start swinging heralds at you.
Well, I've got 9 6s.
Okay.
So the 6s are fine, and that's one of the bigger advantages too. They're playable 6s, all of them.
Yeah.
But like, my problem right now with Bolton is like the Soul thing isn't like we have Soul. Soul's not a problem.
Yeah.
It's how you're cashing in the fact that you just stored this many cards not doing anything in your lines, and turning this into greater than what they could have been doing if you were a normal hero playing these cards in a line.
Yeah. I think the other thing about Prism is that the pace of the game is slower. So if what they're doing, so what happened is they got 3 or 4 of the 0 cost auras they can put on their turn. as not instants.
Mm-hmm.
So what their turns look like a lot of times is like play Herald will go again, maybe blow it up, maybe you don't, and then play a 0-cost aura. That's kind of like a okay effect, right? But it's an aura, which is fine. Then on your turn, you're doing your thing. If you swing into the aura that I played, that's the last thing you do. So I'm basically removing one of your attacks. But then once you do that, it's like now I'm pitching 4 to play a better aura, right? The good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then ideally, it's like I've got a card in arsenal and a card in my hand so that I can still like do something.
Play a Herald.
And also do the thing. But the, like, if every turn you're doing something and clearing an aura, they, like, the blocking the doing something, even 4 damage, is really annoying.
So I don't understand how this isn't doing that.
So,
I mean, how is it not the exact same thing, right?
So I think the reality is his effectively his access to go again, right? So like his turns turn into you really need the go again. If you don't have go again, you got a problem, and it does happen.
But like it happens in Bolton too, constantly.
Yeah. Well, if it's happening to Bolton, then you got a problem.
I mean, it's absolutely happening to Bolton, right? I mean, I guess for it to not happen to Bolton, you need to be on 12 pumps probably to get your zeros a bonus so you can have go again on them. And then you have all pump hands, the same as anybody else. So then, I mean, it just feels like it's the same issue that this is running into.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a few more 6s. I could see that being maybe an advantage, but like it's not convincing that like Bolton has this awesome matchup into Prism when this doesn't.
I don't know if he does or not,
Yeah.
but I know
the old school, it was kind of okay.
One of the
Game was different then too.
The other vis realities is like obviously aggro doesn't like to block, so Prism will swing like Herald of Erudition at you, and you've got to block it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a choice. And then once you start blocking, your turns, obviously the curve goes way down. Because 3-card hands are still not bad for Vis, but they're worse than his just swinging this thing. And so they have the weird, like, they'll Herald go again, play a 0-cost aura. Your turn comes. And then it's like, okay, Maverian, this happens. And then now I'm swinging the sword at your aura to clear it.
Right.
So I'm doing this mid thing, but they can do way more than this on their turn.
Yeah. Which again, like, so the version of that for Bolton is take flight for 4, swing at the aura.
Yeah.
Which is actually worse.
Yeah. Maybe worse. Yeah, for
at
sure.
every turn, I do not see how mathematically it's going to be a better matchup.
Yeah.
Also, level 10 computer saying, wonder if you play more like Axe Dorinthia and use the cards that go into your soul on hit instead of the charge cards, less of a focus on soul surge. That's literally what this deck was doing. So that was the start of this process, was all of the cards. 6 Rising Solar Tides, 3 Illuminates was the focus.
Which you were very efficiently getting soul.
Yeah, it was pretty decent getting soul. It's just behind the power curve. I mean, the synergies aren't there. You're playing like a sealed deck into a constructed deck. So I don't think, I think you would have to go, at this point in the testing process, I would have to say either go Sabres with Bolton or don't play Bolton.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a feasible metagame right now for him. But maybe it's not even about the metagame. I don't think the lines that everybody else is doing have gotten bigger.
Yeah. And
Bolton's lines are comparatively now smaller than they used to be. Like a V turn for 28, like as your pinnacle was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now like Vis has a turn doing 28 with no real like super big
seemingly out of like he has a lot of 5-card hands that do that.
Yeah, and Briar's doing, how much is Briar doing in a turn?
Well, at its peak, Crazy Town.
Yeah, like Mount Heroic turn, you could do 30 plus.
Heroic and the Force of Nature can be like infinite.
Yeah,
technically. Like
so
you keep.
Honestly, I think that's what's happened. Like Briar became a version of Bolton, I think with less downside because the charge mechanic isn't necessary.
Yeah.
And then Vis got a lot of tools to speed him up as well in Everfest. I didn't realize how big he got. So much in Everfest.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, he got so much in Everfest, but also since Bolton came out, he's gotten a lot more, right? So he got Skeleton and Crucible, which was great.
Yeah.
But then he got the boots, the Spellbound Creepers. The Rosetta Thorn is a huge
I can't believe that.
Piece
weapon.
of the pie.
I can't believe it.
Other cards he got since, way back when. Revel in Runeblood from Everfest. It's great card.
Swarm and Gloomveil.
Great card.
Massive.
Absolutely. That card's wild, especially with like Rattlebones. It's just like so much value.
Yeah.
And then he also got tools to help in the what used to be a really bad match for him, which is Prism. Both the speed and consistency with which he's moving is helpful, but then also Runic Reclamation is a clutch piece in that match. It's like one of the few ways to actually clear out multiple to catch up, as it were.
Oh yeah. That's the one that destroys an aura?
If it hits.
If it hits?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean that seems pretty solid.
Well, the main thing is it doesn't have Go Again built in. It costs 3. So if you Mauvrin and pitch a blue and play it and swing the sword, you can clear 2 auras on the same turn, potentially.
Yeah.
But obviously it has to hit, which it doesn't always hit. And then the second piece of that is if it doesn't have Go Again, then it's kind of like you just still get to attack, but also don't have to waste time just straight up attacking the aura. It's great. And it blocks for 7. So it's a 7 attack. So it blocks the things. It's like built for that, but it's still, that match is kind of a toss up, I think.
Mm-hmm. Right on. All right. Well, I think we'll leave it there, right? Yeah. I'll go on a soul searching mission and see what else to do.
This is a classic jam session, right?
Yeah.
So you play it, play it over and over. You play first, you play second, you make some switches. Nothing seems to be working. And then you have to reevaluate.
And I would say, and it's not just, Viscera is a tough matchup for Boltyn. And this is some weirder Boltyn. So we had gotten to the weird Boltyn phase because the normal Boltyn phase was also having these problems.
Yeah.
That's important to note. But it's not just about, it's bad against Vis, which would be one thing. But what's actually being seen here is if it's bad against Vis, you're not fast enough for Briar or Chain either.
Mm-hmm.
And so already you're aggro, and Katsu's a question mark because Katsu is about as fast as those are like the top aggro decks. And so you're clearly not at that speed.
Yeah.
And you don't have any defensive tools that are going to change that math too much. So it's not just Vis, it's like it's losing to the top aggro decks speed-wise, and it doesn't have the controlling elements that maybe a Dash or an Oldhim control would have. Yeah. And so you're kind of stuck in the middle, and it's like, how do you pivot into success?
It's also, you just look at the Warrior card pool, right? And so Runeblade has had 3 different sets. 3 different heroes where they're getting cards, and 2 supplementaries. I feel like a lot of the early Dorinthia stuff doesn't really function super well with Boltyn.
Right.
Like, not a lot of crossover there. And then also, we've only had 1 set with light cards. So Vis doesn't have a talent, but it feels like there's only so many cards Boltyn can even play right now. Mm-hmm. And it absolutely, like if I'm looking at it, it makes sense why Boltyn Sabers, like what Boltyn can do as a hero, that is the like block with 2 cards, charge the soul, block with 2 cards, charge the soul, block with 2 cards, charge the soul, have the tunic on, do the thing. That curve used to be ahead of some curves. It still has problems. Yeah. But now it feels like that's more like what a normal curve looks like.
Yeah.
It's like that's what everyone's big turn looks like. Yeah. Except for it just feels like there's tools missing to use the soul in an effective way for him beyond just getting the Go Again.
Yeah, like having some natural like 0 cost charge with Go Again built in, like that kind of stuff where you're getting free Raiden swings starts to make sense.
Or like some piece of equipment, right? They can. All it takes.
Maybe they thought it was Helm. I mean, because Helm it has to be a Boltyn card. It has to be a Raiden card. It's the only thing that gets double its strength for being on the table. Yeah, basically. But sadly, it's like 4 or 5 damage, and you're losing 3 armor. Yeah, or 2 armor. So, and it can just totally whiff. Yeah, so it's like
that's the real concern. Well, Steve will search for his soul, and we'll keep getting wraps, but then we'll be back next week.
I think also Sabers, to your point, is the thing in the game that actually pays off for the charging mechanic currently.
Yeah,
it's the only thing that currently pays it off.
Courage of Blade Hold Sabers. You're gonna have more armor, and then you're gonna actually the 5/6 soul you build every time in this game.
It actually turns into a payoff.
Pays off big when it pays off, and then kind of like it pays off big in the same way like my Skeleton turn pays off, where not only does it pay off, but then your opponent usually has to block with most of their hand. Mm-hmm. So you kind of get 2 turns out of it. Yeah, you get that free after the fact as well. And it's almost like, as an example, if you're playing Raiden, right? If I toss Rosetta out and played Reaping Blade again, this deck would just be worse.
Sure.
So, not that I don't. I hope that there's, and it may just be, you know, Reaping Blade's a weird example because, like, I think that's a piece to have in the game just in case life gain becomes a thing.
Yeah.
That is like pop. It's good to have that in your sideboard. But in my mind, it feels like Bolton Raiden is like something off.
Yeah.
One more card and equipment, or
click.
like there's just something. Whereas Saber's Bolton seems to pay off, but questions to be
And
asked.
it's weird because like Saber's Bolton's been around since the very beginning and hasn't changed at all.
Yeah.
Like, what new tools are there? There are not any. But then how is he not dominating previous
Well, like
metas?
the new set got things that are good for Sabers, right? I don't know what the warrior cards are, but it's like Slice and Dice or
if you go that, but
Blade
like
Runner.
I think most Sabers Bolton players in the old days at least had to be on so many light cards so that their Luminas would actually charge. Because like the moment you hit your 5 Slice and Dices on your big Lumina turn, it's like, oh, I just lost out on 5 soul and 15 health or whatever.
Yeah.
However that works. Okay, well, hey, we'll get back into the game. Sorry, Will, I didn't figure this out yet. I don't know, maybe it's not solvable.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. Come to the Tulsa ProQuest. Again, if you want to come to Tulsa and then Edmond the next day at Edmond Unplugged, that's a really good little trip. If you need entry into our ProQuest at Tulsa, I think currently it's sold out or it's
Let me just
closed,
check. Yeah, I'm going to check on that.
which is amazing. So thanks everybody for coming in for that.
It is sold out. Yeah.
It's currently sold out, but there are a few tickets left from some community members who have had to bail, and they're looking to sell their tickets to that ProQuest. You can find them in our Discord channel. Go to Tulsa, and if you scroll up and look at the conversation or post there, you should be able to get a response. So thank you for watching. And what next? We got 1 week until then. I got a lot of work to do.
See you Tuesday.
Disastrous. Take care.